So I'm trying to time this right.
Oh yeah. Well, count down and hit play in a minute. Hey everybody, we're live now.
Hey, we're live.
Hey. Hey, good
I see
morning.
Anthony's monkey, but I don't see Anthony.
Yeah, I think he's wearing a monkey costume today. No, he BRB'd us. So he'll be back soon, I think. I hope not. I don't know. Yeah, it's welcome everyone to our 17 and a half hour long marathon of all the Lord of the Rings movies and the Hobbit movies. Oh, there's Anthony. Raising money for the Hawaii Food Bank. There's a link down below the video. Click that and donate. Be great. Be awesome. So yeah, we're gonna start the movie.
Token. Give the food bank your token.
Yes, so we're gonna go ahead and start the movie. Everyone's got their copies of Lord of the Rings queued up.
I do.
All right.
Yep. I got my home box office maximum ready to go.
I have the DVDs. Hopefully, they're all the same version. We'll find that out soon. But all right.
What theatrical? Right? We're watching the original theatrical.
Yeah,
cuts.
watching theatrical.
Yeah, we're not watching extended. We only have so much time in a day.
Where are they gonna talk about Tom Bombadil?
We got plenty of time to talk about Tom Bombadil, and then yeah,
we have 17 hours to talk about Tom Bombadil.
All right, so let's hit play in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. I don't have my volume thing set up. So yeah, so we're here with Chad Wago and with Anthony Negrelli, who's going to be here with me, David K. Jones, all day long, 17 hours. And then for this movie, we've got special guest, Autumn Gertz. Hey, Autumn, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Looking forward to this. I was saying, these movies are so long and dedicated that I'm still so new to these. It feels like.
Yeah, what was your experience with Lord of the Rings? Like, how many of these did you see? 'Cause I didn't see the last 2 Hobbit movies. I've seen the rest, like the first 4.
Are there 4? I think I watched all of them.
Okay.
I mean, to my credit, I have the original books. I think.
Right.
My books, right? I did, but I never really read them because I don't know.
Well, to be fair, the original books for The Lord of the Rings are extremely long, and there's a lot of singing.
That's the best medium for songs is books. I think we all know that.
Epic tales.
Yeah.
They were like a home accent piece to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, did you guys read the books, Chad or Anthony?
I gave up, I want to say, like, in the middle of Two Towers.
Right.
Really?
Okay.
It was during a part where there was just a lot of walking.
Oh, okay.
Walking and walking and walking.
Is that what the book says? Walking and walking.
No, it also describes all the songs that they sang while they were walking.
That's what you do when you have to walk. You got to pass the time somehow if you want to include that time in your story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's like I've read the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit. I was never like a Silmarillion, like crazy Tolkien fan, right? And I'll tell you what, the two read completely different.
Yeah, because one's a children's adventure book and the other one is a treatise on, hey, I can make up languages.
Right. So I feel like I encountered them in the right order. I got the Hobbit when I was like, 6th grade, and then later on Lord of the Rings in high school, so it's like,
right.
That's how they got me to read. That's probably how come I passed English class. I was like this. Yeah. I remember feeling like a badass because I read the Harry Potter books and they're like, those aren't real books. You need to, you can't pass senior English reading Harry Potter. You're gonna have to step it up.
Wait, did they really tell you that you shall not pass senior English?
Oh, Miss Hamill.
I miss her. She just retired.
Oh yeah. Oh man. This is the most this is such a gangster opening scene
It is.
or
Oh, yeah.
prologue. Oh man, so good.
Did I always get weirded out watching people wear rings on their index fingers? That was,
Yeah. This was
uncomfortable.
the worst. This was why did they do that? I bet Sauron got his ring. He's like, oh guys, I told you I was a 10.5. What's going on here?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get that resized. Oh, the battle's today.
Just put on over my gauntlet.
Yeah, just
That'd be a big ring.
There you go. Do it on the gauntlet hand with the index finger. It'll be all right. Oh man.
Yeah, like when they show Isildur picking up the ring, it's like that thing's like half the size of his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, look at it. It's a big ring, man. That does
Like
look
a hobbit could use that as like a bracelet.
Yeah.
Like,
You know
I
what-
guess
yeah.
Gollum went and got it resized while he was living in the cave.
You had to go with the chain. It would have been funny if the ring was as big as like a headband for him. He could just wear it as a crown on his head.
Yes.
That would have been dope.
Yeah. Then people would have believed. They'd be like, oh yeah, that's Sauron's ring. Look at that.
He's like, I have a crown of power. And people are just like, yeah, crowns. Those are powerful.
Yeah. You know what they say about guys with big hands, right? Oh. Hey, okay, I got a question for David.
Yeah.
Somebody asked you online, are you going to show them in chronological order in terms of story? Are you going to show
Right.
them? And you were like, release order, period. Is this
Yeah,
a philosophy you carry for like say Star Wars and all the other kind of films?
That's where I got it from. It's actually the Star Wars Minute guys. Like that's their rule. Is the release order. Always release order.
Always release order.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it.
But the more I thought about it with these movies, I really feel like maybe we should have done the Hobbit movies first. They aren't as good.
Right. Just for stamina purposes.
Yeah. So the second half of our day, the last 9 hours of our day, are going to be a bit more of a slog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think that when we're first discussing this online, David was like, hey, what if we do the machete order? And I'm like, that's going to be really confusing, but it could be funny.
Yeah.
If we apply
What?
the order that you're supposed to watch Star Wars in to this movie.
Yeah, I thought that would have been fun. Go 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and then 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's not technically too late for it. If we count the Fellowship of the Ring as episode 4, then we can go 2 Towers, and then go back to all the Hobbits, and then end with Return of the King. We'll do that.
Woo. Hey, that'd be kind of cool.
That's a choice that we're going to have to make in another 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
This is a commitment.
No.
My commitment.
Oh, yeah. I've had relationships shorter than these movies.
Yeah, definitely today's the day where my wife is going to go to a 4th of July barbecue and come
Whoa.
back, and I'm
Wait.
still going to be sitting here watching Lord of the Rings.
Whoa, hold the phone. I just noticed something different. It said The Shire 60 years later. That was never in the movie. Was it?
I don't remember. I mean, it definitely makes things more. It helps clear things up, so it's not immediately after the battle.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you that it wasn't in the movie because that might imply that I think you can't read, but
It's not. I'm telling you, that little piece of text there, I don't think was there. I'm watching some kind of funky HBO version.
Oh man, that means that Greedo's gonna shoot first.
Yeah.
Funky.
Greedo's gonna shoot first. That little head dodge that they do in that movie just drives me insane. It drives me insane. It looks so bad.
Mm-hmm. And they keep changing the order of the shooting too.
Yeah.
Like the Disney Plus version is different from the re-release version.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In addition to them shooting, I believe at the same time, Greedo also goes McClunky.
Yeah, for no reason. Great.
Crazy.
Oh man, the Shire looks like such a dope place to live.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Hobbits know all about just chilling out.
Yeah,
Chilling out,
man.
maxing, relaxing on cool. It's like West Philadelphia.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to New Zealand? Or plan on going?
No. I mean, you know, it's just so hard. It's like, how do you single out New Zealand for a trip, right? You're like, you
Yeah.
could go anywhere in the world, and you're like, yeah, New Zealand. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely. As well, live in Hawaii. It's easier than trying to go to like Europe or something.
Yeah, that's true. True.
And you can go and visit all of this stuff.
Yeah. You can go to Hobbiton.
Oh yeah, they have it there. Yeah, they're like, hey, why take this down? We built
Yeah.
it. Let's just
Charge tourists to come and check out take pictures. Yeah.
The thing that I always wonder about is they have like all the cool stuff, like the Hobbiton, and they have Bilbo's place and all that stuff. Like, do they have Mordor there? Like, do they have a Mount Doom?
Something, whatever, anything they built outside, maybe, probably. A lot of stuff was on sets, but yeah, there's got to be some exterior stuff they have. You got to. Oh.
You know how they talk about like movies that can't get made today?
Yeah.
People would be like, where are all the Asian hobbits?
That is the whole thing about this film series, and it's only white people. It's actually why I never really got into like fantasy stuff, I think.
It's probably the same reason. And I'm yeah.
It's like a world where they have a million different races of elves and orcs and stuff, but they all have to be white. They all have to be English, medieval England.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
For me, this isn't for me.
This isn't for me.
Yeah.
Although, like, I don't know. I always felt that the elves were the Asians. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, good skin.
Yeah. They're specifically Korean.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man.
Partay business.
Yeah.
I love how
Free business. That's the business that we should get into.
Yeah.
Is it a bomb shelter?
See,
Like a round door.
you know why this movie looks so great too? Because they shot it on. They actually shot this movie. You know what I mean? Like they this and everything with the hobbits and Gandalf and the difference in sizes. They just use perspective. That's it. That's why it it's so much of this movie holds up so well because they chose to actually film it, not just green screen it. Because if this was 1999 2000s green screen, it's like I don't think it would hold up as well.
Yeah.
And
we'll definitely see that when we get to the Hobbit movies. There's a lot more like
yes, exactly. All right. But because I just keep looking at it and I'm just like, this is so well done. Even these really simple scenes, like things like that, Gandalf hitting his head, and I love all that.
Yeah, and that wasn't scripted, right? actually, Ian McKellen actually hit his head on that door frame, and they kept
and he was in pain in character.
Yeah.
you know, he wasn't like Ian McKellen for saying, "Oh, bugger," or something like that. He stayed in Gandalf, even with the head bump. That was great,
bro.
That's what they knighted him for.
Yeah, exactly.
Chad, what are you doing? Are you trying to get your TV to work?
No, I'm putting my desk together. My TV's on.
I got you.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah. We
just have
didn't
it at
even
a
explain to
different
everybody.
angle.
Oh yeah. Chad's on a mission.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just moved. Like, I finally gave my keys back for my other place up in Makiki yesterday. So today what I'm doing is I'm actually trying to put stuff together. So hopefully by the end of this marathon, I will be sitting in a chair and not on the floor. And I'll be broadcasting this on the computer instead of on my phone.
Are any of these products IKEA?
No.
Good.
We don't have an IKEA down here, right?
No.
Because none of my friends have ever told me, hey, let's go to IKEA and eat some meatballs.
And have some
meatballs?
lingonberries, yeah? Lingonberries.
Do they have like a IKEA cafeteria? God bless the workers.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a cafeteria. I think it's just like meatball samplers or something.
Or something, maybe a food court kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never been to an IKEA. I don't know.
No, it's like an upstairs cafeteria.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay.
They give you trays. You go down an assembly line, and then there's a cashier to ring you up at the end. And she's like, regular or chocolate milk? And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take the chocolate. Obviously the chocolate milk.
Comes in a
You're going back
bag
to elementary.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you not take the chocolate?
Yeah, who's that loser kid? Be like, I'll take the regular milk.
I think it's only because like some parents won't let their kids have chocolate milk. I feel like I knew kids like that.
Oh yeah.
They weren't allowed to get the chocolate milk.
I was that mom. I mean, I was lucky because my kid, he likes chocolate milk, but it wasn't the go-to.
Oh.
Yeah. I just imagine being the buyer for milk for public schools. And I'd be like, I see the regular milk on the form, but are we really doing this? I think about how much they must throw away just so they can legally have the option
Right.
for all the kids. You know what I mean? It's just, Jesus.
In the cheaper school districts, they just keep reusing the same old regular milk, like 2 years old. It's turning into cottage cheese.
See the size of that cake. I'm sorry. That was beautiful. That was a giant cake. I feel like that's how we should party.
Yeah. Cake party.
Party like hobbits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they should have made into like hit rap songs back in the early aughts. So party like a rock star should have been party like a hobbit.
Yeah.
What if someone's made that parody video? Oh, yeah.
I am 100% sure that there's some nerd that's done that.
Yeah.
There's no way such a thing does not exist on the internet.
I know this is another weird thing to point out, but I like the hobbits because they're really clean. You look at them and they're all well bathed. Their curls are looking wonderful. It's like everybody is like they look good because you go over to once you get into the world of men, like nobody has ever jumped in a river even once. It's like they all have like grime on them constantly. Same thing like the elves definitely have indoor plumbing.
Yeah. Showers and they got hair blow dryers for the hair.
Yeah, they got blow dryers. That's how they keep it so straight. You know what I mean? They have to get that little blowout every week.
I think it has a lot to do with the fact that this is like kind of based on real history. Because like, if I recall correctly, the English, one of the reasons why they hated the Vikings so bad is because they weren't just like kidnapping their women. Their women were actually going with them because they're like, oh, these fucking asshole Vikings, they're showering every day. What the hell?
Oh. It's a big deal.
I feel like that's not necessarily the make and break in history, but
Yeah.
or
Oh, we just
It's
have
the ticket.
the fireworks that Gandalf made, where with the big dragon that chases everybody, and
Yeah.
kind of it's insensitive because of
Kind of
Bilbo's
a dick
experience
move.
with dragons.
Yeah.
Gandalf, he was there. He knows all about that.
Yeah.
Like he knows his friend's trauma, and he still uses it as a fun party trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
That is a big
comedians.
Yeah. Hey Bilbo, you remember that time you fought in the Gulf? It's like that is, dude. How did I got, you know, it's funny. I got the whole like dragon connection, but for
Right.
some reason I didn't think like, yeah, that's kind of like PTSD-ish. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, proud defeat.
Yeah,
Fireworks
that's
are
definitely the kind of
PTSD,
thing
it's a real
that you don't think about until the internet mentions it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
The internet's great for ruining everything that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, man, I sure did love Revenge of the Nerds when I was growing up. Turns out they're all raping.
Yeah.
That was actually a really funny joke that I'm kind of pissed fell flat. You know what I mean? That was a good line. And then everyone just gets all creepy after it. It's like, geez, people. Little humor here.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm gonna have to turn this table over to get the last couple of screws in.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, the disappearing act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have started screaming right before he disappeared, like they just like got into deep resistance. Oh man. Just give him one last little freak out. Oh my god, dying is so much pain.
Like, oh, I was never really here. I was always a dream.
Yeah. There's nothing afterwards. There's nothing afterwards.
No light, only torment.
Oh man.
So the question I always had about the rings, and I missed how many rings everybody gets, but Sora made this one ring that got this supposed to be the most powerful ring of all of them, but all it does is give you invisibility, which doesn't seem like the best power.
It's a bunch of men trying to
Right.
chase a ring that makes you invisible. I feel like that doesn't.
Anthony, do you know the real answer to this?
Oh, I thought you had an answer.
Yeah, it was like
I'm asking if Anthony does, because
Oh.
like I kind of know the real answer, but Anthony I think has gotten through more of the Silmarillion than I have.
No, I haven't gotten through any of the Silmarillion.
Okay, so I guess I'm winning because I got like half a chapter.
Right.
If I recall correctly, the reason why the invisibility thing happens is that Gollum was like a proto-hobbit, and all of the regular hobbits, because they're not, like, their brains aren't developed towards warfare and malevolence and everything. They don't seek power. So the most powerful thing that they can imagine is just the ability to just become invisible.
Right.
And like the ring is supposed to be like this incredibly powerful artifact, but if you can't think of ways to use that power, then you end up with just it's a fun magic trick.
Keep me from getting eaten by a dragon or something.
Yeah,
that makes sense. So it's not a ring of invisibility. It's a ring of powers, and the power just happens to be whatever.
you need to think of the power on your own.
Right.
So it's like if you're not like super creative, it's like in DC Comics with Green Lantern. Hal Jordan, he has the most powerful weapon in the universe, the Green Lantern ring. It can create anything that you can imagine. So he usually creates like giant boxing gloves.
Yeah.
He wants to hit people, but not hurt them too bad.
Yeah.
He's got to protect his hands.
Yeah.
his conjured hands. Do you think he can feel stuff like when Hal Jordan creates giant Green Lantern hands? He could he's like, oh my god, this buffalo is actually really soft. Do you think he could? You think he could actually feel stuff with his giant hands? It's like
I have to imagine that concept is explored in a porn comic.
He's a grower, not a shower. Oh man! All right, it's too early for the grower, not a shower joke. This is 8 a.m. Sorry, internet, and all the children watching this right now.
8 a.m. We got to wait till high noon for the dick jokes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I have to go grab my breakfast and explain what my snack situation is for today.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, David usually has like some kind of crazy ass food challenge that he does when we do this.
Yes.
I'm
And this
eager
is-
to see what that ends up being.
I think the candy challenges are harder than the quantity food challenges.
Mhm.
I think quantity, like time is your friend, but fuck man, when you're on your like fifth bag of candy, you just want to shoot your brain. I don't know. It's like, that's hard.
We've all been small children on Halloween who have managed to sneak out more candy than our parents wanted to let us eat.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? But try just eating bags of candy. It's like I always thought it would be fun, but like I've had access to candy and then notice how like quickly I tap out. It's just so weird. I have a different.
Yeah, I think candy is one of those things where it's like you always want it, but you never want as much as you think you do.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like I'll share the Twix. They're like 2 for me, none for you. I'm like, no, I'm okay. You can have the other one.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I don't even really like regular Twix that much. Peanut butter Twix, that's where it's at.
Oh, powerful Chatwago.
I don't know if I've had that. Oh, but I can't. So that sucks.
No.
No. Sad.
So
David,
today,
so what's the food challenge?
so
What's that?
today I've themed all the food I'm going to eat today by the films. So right now we're watching
So they're
Lord of the
all
Rings.
donuts.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no donuts. I should have got donuts. Instead, I did
Would have
for the
been
Fellowship.
great because the rings.
Yeah, it's the Fellowship of the Ring. So right now I'm eating onion rings. The Fellowship of the Onion Rings.
Yeah.
Onion ring breakfast. That's dedication.
And a blooming onion is from down under. Oh wait, that's Australia. Shit.
I mean, that's like right next to New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
That's just like if someone talked about Americans eating poutine.
American
Not that
what?
we can't. It's right there.
Yeah, and they do that in some parts of the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
When you get close to Canada, where it's hard to tell whether or not you're in Canada or America
Oh yeah.
culinarily. Yeah.
The Starbucks change over into Tom Hortons or Tim Hortons.
No.
That's about it. They got this. I remember I said that to a Canadian person once. I'll be like, hey, I've been to Canada a few times. No offense. I didn't feel like I left the country. Right? Like,
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Like, how different do you think northern Minnesota is from Canada? Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's the same place. Same thing. Washington or Spokane and say Vancouver or something like that.
Whoa,
You know what
whoa. Totally different.
I mean? It's like, you're up north.
Yeah.
I guess, different parts of when you get to like the eastern parts of those states, though, they're kind of funky.
The eastern parts of Canada, or
Oh, of like Washington, Oregon, like that area.
oh, the
Idaho.
Oh,
coastal area? No, not the coastal area. The next
I think
to
it's
Idaho
more
parts.
rural. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, it's the desert and we're white. I don't know. that's
Pretty
This
much.
is our land.
yeah.
I'm a rancher. Ah.
Well, there's some I guess reservations over there.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, Oregon and Washington are basically just a bunch of people that decided, like the rest of the United States, that it was their land now. So
Yeah.
you get to play cowboys.
Yeah.
To play cowboys in the eastern side state or the eastern side of the western state.
Oh, the ring changes size. I see.
Yes.
Depending on who picks it up. So
Yes.
So it's
Woo, that's a good effect right there. Little
Yeah.
shrinky.
Mhm.
Somebody should make that a thing without burning people. That would
The
solve
shrinking
many-
ring, or one that has the writing on it.
Both. But no, something that can adjust to your finger size in
Yeah.
real time. That would kill. That would be great.
yeah. It's got to be some kind of alloys and stuff that shrink from body heat and things like that. That you could find a way to do that. I bet someone's done it. It's got to be on Etsy, right?
Mm.
Everything's on Etsy. Yeah.
I bet they have done stuff with things like that, and then later they find out that it's poison.
Yeah, probably.
You're just
It's
like,
got a lot of
oh
mercury in
man,
it.
we saved so much money not having to get our ring resized. Now we're gonna die in 10 years.
Now we're gonna die in 10 years.
No home invasion.
The
I can't-
old home invasion.
I can't
Classic
help but
Hobbit
look
stuff.
at that door every time and think it's a bomb shelter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very impractical door shape. Perfect circle like that.
It's the hatch.
It only seems impractical because you aren't seeing the hobbits that are so round that that's the only way they can get out.
I feel like I'm hobbit size, and yes, my ass hits many doors.
But it's crazy. It's like even the way that the paper burns around the ring, you can almost get like a little mini Eye of Sauron in the middle of it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna tell anybody to rewind, but I'm just saying it's kind of a cool image if you check it out later.
Right.
There's like a little mini eye in there.
Cool foreshadowing.
Yeah, I love it. It's like we know what the ring is. Wink.
Protected by evil. And he's trying to destroy it in fire, but that doesn't work because
I love this expression on Gandalf's face. He's like, "Oh, he fucking knows." Mordor. I love when they roll their R's for Mordor.
Have you ever tried doing that in real life when you're talking to people about Lord of the Rings and not at like a con or something?
Mordor.
Yeah.
I think we have to do
People
that for
look
the
at
rest
you
of the
like
day.
you're a goddamn lunatic.
I will
Even
not
when these
utter it in
movies
the
were the
common
most
tongue.
popular movie in the world,
Yeah.
people are still like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Nerd.
Not that I've ever done that.
You're always
Yeah.
that person looking at them weird.
I would just wonder how hard can you go on your fandom before people start questioning things about you or
About you.
Yeah.
What kind of questions you got, Autumn?
Because you're dealing with some real nerds right now.
Yeah.
true. It's true. I
Yeah.
feel like I could pick your brain and ask questions about any of this. And you guys would probably know the answer
Yeah.
to everything. But I also
Well-
should have picked up the books.
Yeah. Well, Autumn, as a single lady, if you were to go on a blind date with a guy and he had, let's say he owned a replica of the ring from Lord of the Rings, that wouldn't be a deal breaker, right?
Which one of you owns it?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Was that a deal
How
maker?
high
I'm
quality
trying to
a
find the
replica
line
are we
here.
talking about?
No,
Well,
it's like screen accurate real gold. Yeah.
Okay, if real gold is the line, then I'm out. Mine's not real.
Mine's not real.
Because I think you can get like a plastic one from like Hot Topic. This is like
Yeah.
a collector's item. It's got like a limited edition kind
It's
of
a
thing.
super popular like nerd husband wedding band. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they're like, all right, I guess I'll get a ring, but I want it to be cool. It's like, all right, I guess the One Ring's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
as a single lady, I'm sure that I've met plenty of guys with the invisibility.
What
Their ring.
would you be mad at your husband if he's like, I have to wear the ring around my neck, honey? It's treacherous. It's
What if
If he puts it on his finger, it's going to corrupt him with all the power.
Yeah.
exactly.
So I tell my wife when I won't put my ring on. I don't want to
Is that
be corrupted with all the power.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Oh.
I almost got a wedding ring that was made out of dinosaur bone and like tungsten or something.
Whoa.
That
How-
sounds metal.
Yeah, would have been really cool.
That is super cool.
And then I read more about like the tungsten wedding rings, and like they're pretty much unbreakable. So if they ever get caught in anything, it'll just rip your finger off. So I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
I'll just stick with gold.
whoa. Yeah.
And now I just wear one of those rubber like workout ones all the time. So I guess I could have gotten any kind of ring. You gotta think of that.
Okay, so even though the wedding ring is supposed to be this thing, there is still something like it's not romantic, it's just crazy when people tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The ring. That seems like a trust issue kind of ring. You know what I mean? It's not like, people aren't like, baby, I love you so much. I tattooed a black circle on my finger. You know what I mean? It's not cool, right? Otherwise, I guess you could tattoo the One Ring on. That might be
Yeah, that'd be cool. The Elvish.
with the Elvish on there. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even need the ring. You can just put the Elvish script and everyone's going to know what it means.
Oh, yeah, just in like a little circle around your thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they won't know what it means, but they'll know it means that you didn't have sex in high school.
Well, in your generation, I don't know if the generations after us, I don't know if they consider that cool. I feel like being a geek nowadays is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually you're more of a nerd if you're not into nerd shit.
So if anybody's watching this and you do this in about 20 to 30 years within this time span, let us know. We'd be curious.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Like the future nerds are going to be like, yeah, we're going to marathon a Super Bowl 45 through 50. This is what made us social outcasts in high school.
I like that voice. I haven't heard that before.
That's Chad's Gen Z voice.
I got you.
His Gen Z voice.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against Gen Z. I think that they're much smarter than millennials, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, come at me, younger millennials. I'm a geriatric millennial.
What is this Gen Z thing? Are they supposed to be like the last generation? Who came up
We
with this?
still
Yes.
name generations after Generation X and then change the names later on when the generations
Do you
are
guys?
old enough to pick their own name.
I know this happens a lot with the Gandalf scenes and
Right.
that beginning part. You notice how many like close-ups there are on people's faces? Like Peter Jackson likes that shot, like that whole like, is it secret? Is it safe? It's like, it's like
It's dramatic.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's supposed to be dramatic. I think it also like increases tension and like it can lead to
oh,
a feeling of feeling trapped.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think is another cinematic thing that they use that for.
Do it, Sam. Do it.
Hmm.
Make out, make out.
We've got a scarecrow in the background with birds just hanging out on top of it. Just like, do scarecrows really do anything?
I heard someone say a line that both fascinated and boggled my mind the other day. We're here like scarecrows, outstanding in our field.
Hmm.
That's
Outstanding.
cute.
And it's like one of those things where it's just like, yeah, that's on one hand that's kind of clever. On the other hand, oh man, that does not sound cool at all.
Where did you
Like,
hear this?
oh, on a wrestling show, so I have no real stones to throw at what's cool and what's not.
Wrestling's supposed to be at the top of coolness now.
Everybody loves wrestling.
I don't know that wrestling's supposed to be above worrying about coolness. I think it just gave up a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah, in case you're wondering what I'm doing now,
Yeah,
now that I've screwed the top back onto my desk, I am currently putting together a set of dual monitor arms.
Oh.
Or a sword. I need to put my glasses on better.
That would be dope if I was building a sword right now, but I feel like it would be a lot worse for the viewers hearing.
You're forging it and hitting it with a hammer on an anvil.
Mhm.
All of that. That would be great.
Dude, I'm just like, how am I noticing like new things out of this movie? Saruman basically calls Gandalf a pothead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he says your love of the Hobbit's leaf has clearly clouded your mind.
Mhm.
How did I miss that? You know what's funny? My memory was your love of the hobbits has clouded your mind, right? Like because he likes the hobbits so much, he never saw the danger there. But no, Saruman was telling, bro, you smoke too much.
Yeah. You hang out with those hobbits and smoke weed all day.
So, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, Gandalf's posture in this scene is still great. Like he's so much more hunched over, and like,
yeah,
if you think of him as like a pothead addict, he's got problems. You know, it's the status is very different than it was when he was a puppet. He was like a tall, cool wizard.
Oh right, yeah. Now he's amongst the other wizards, and they're like kind of judgy.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you're a wizard. There's like 3 of us, and what have you done with your life? I built this tower. What have you done?
And raggedy gray robes.
Yeah.
You wasted all your potential.
And then go and dry
Some of us have hurt a lot of us.
It looks like his tower's made of like obsidian, which is crazy. Like you have a whole tower of volcanic glass. It's like nuts.
Yeah. Did Saruman's tower get built, or did it just like sort of rise out of the ground like that?
Dude, I don't even know how you make something like that. That's crazy. Yeah. I just figured the unions would be a nightmare, you know.
It was probably built before he was evil, so he didn't just use forced labor to do it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Dude, wizard fight. Yeah. I loved how physical this battle was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wasn't like magic missile.
Yeah, we're just shooting lightning at each other.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the most magic-y that they get, honestly. Is just a bunch of force pushes. Oh, I got 2 sticks now, bitch. What's gonna do?
You know, it would have been really stoner of Gandalf if his wand had a leash, like a board leash attached to it. So it's like, no, psych, bro. I got a leash.
Oh, you know what would have been even better? If he did have that leash, but it didn't attach to the hold stick, and he just kept his pipe.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got the important part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one of the details that you don't really notice in the movie is that his staff has got a hole in there he keeps his pipe in.
A little notch.
Like,
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. That's another one of those cool things that the internet shows you. I was just like, oh man, right on, people. I love you.
Kind of like how the ring, it'll give you invisibility powers if that's all you can really think of. Like, a lot of people, they have a staff, they'll keep like a sword in there. But if all you really care about is smoking your pipe, then you'll keep your pipe in there.
Right, yeah. But I know what you mean. They do that thing where they kind of like pull it out of the sheath. It's like, oh, you thought this was a walking cane. Turns out I was a British lieutenant in India or something. You know what I mean?
On guard.
Yeah.
No, you thought this was just an umbrella. In fact, it's a machine gun.
That's right, Mr. Holmes. Oh, another what's it called? Hey, this is a connection to Lost right there, yeah?
Yeah.
What's his name? Dominic Monaghan, thank you.
Yeah. Charlie from Lost. And it just showed the Hobbit's feet and how hairy their feet are, which feels weird because the rest of their bodies don't seem to have that much hair.
Do you guys oh, I was gonna ask, are feet normally hairy? Is it a man thing? But
like not that hairy.
Yeah. Some.
But I feel like if a guy's gonna have hairy feet like that, he's also gonna have like hairy everything else. Whereas I feel like hobbits have like little boy hairless bodies, except for their feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If a real dude has hairy feet like a hobbit, that's not a real guy. That's a Sasquatch. But the hobbit feet are they're larger than normal too, because like the whole thing is like a gross prosthetic shoe that they have.
Yeah.
Evil horse. Evil horse.
Whoa.
What? Come on, you're right there.
Oh. Oh.
Oh yeah, the centipede bummed me out.
Bummed you out.
Yeah, centipedes bum me out.
They scare me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. If I found one crawling my leg, I wouldn't be like, oh, bummer.
Yeah. Poor guy. Because once I had one come out from under my couch when I was living in Waipahu, and I still had my shoes on from work. So I just like stomped on it, and then it just like reared up and hissed at me and kept
Whoa!
going. So
after you stepped on it.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, it hissed. It was crazy. So I had to grab a broom and just like push it out the door. So didn't want to be anywhere near me.
Centipedes hiss?
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be one of the most evil insects.
Yeah. They're just made out of spikes and spite.
Yeah.
They're all hate and legs.
Yeah. All hate and legs. Yeah, we have a hard time dealing with things that don't have like some kind of like eyes, nose, mouth.
Yeah, face.
Yeah, kind of thing going on, you know. If you're
Although
just
a centipede
yeah.
with a human face, that's that's
Oh my God. They got so many legs, they got multiple Facebook pages.
I just want to be loved.
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause now I understand why centipedes bum you out, because everyone hates them, but they just want to be loved. And that is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that is kind of a bummer.
I say thankfully the only one that I've actually, and I've been really lucky because I've lived in condominiums here in Hawaii, for the most part, and I hadn't really interacted with any centipedes, but the only one that I've really interacted with recently was recently, and it just wanted to be left alone. So yeah. So that was a good beneficial kind
That's
of
good.
relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
a
like
good experience with a centipede.
you can stay where you are, go hide, but I don't want to do that.
So they're being chased by one of the ring wraiths, which are
Yeah,
also known as the Nazgul and also known as the
the 9
Can they
Nine
not like go in the
Black
water?
Rider.
Black Riders. Are they the ones that have the most different names? Because it seems like everybody has like 4 or 5 different names. But they have the most.
And there's actually they actually like there are different. Well, I know there's the Witch King, but
Right.
I think that like yeah they're I mean technically they're supposed to be all like people, right?
Yeah, because
Right,
there were
yeah, they're all
the
Yeah.
9 rings that they were given to the humans.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, they're the 4 human kings, I guess. Yeah, yeah. They got those.
Did they ever see what happened to the dwarf rings and the elf rings?
Not that I know of.
He's the first casualty of the movie. Well, I guess no, there's the prologue. Never mind.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. If you're
Yeah.
counting they're the story of these guys on their
Yeah.
trip. Oh, there's Peter Jackson eating a carrot.
Yeah. The Night Watch gets what is it? Crushed by the gate, the town gate. Oh, Peter Jackson
Yeah.
eating a carrot. I like the Peter Jackson cameos in each of the movie. I think he's yeah, so he's the town guy in this one.
Yeah.
What is he in Two Towers?
I want to say he's like a soldier with
Yeah.
a spear, or that might be one of the that might have been one of the other battle
Right.
ones.
I
Yeah.
know in the third one he's one of the pirate guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they called? Shit, I can't remember.
I forgot. We'll have to
Yeah.
we'll get to
Haradrim.
it. Get it. Yeah. But yeah, Chad, what you said about the other rings, I feel like if they made this story now, like they would really put a lot more effort into showing what all the different rings do, like for like the elves and the dwarves and stuff.
I have
And how
good
people are
news for
using
you
them.
about having it being made now. Is Amazon is doing a Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
series.
Whoa.
Really?
When is it set?
I have no idea.
Oh, interesting.
I don't
I've
know
heard,
anything about it.
yeah, I heard a little bit when I was doing research for this. Like I think it's the second age they were saying. I think it's before this stuff, I think.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
I
That'll
love
be fun.
how
And they're doing it in New Zealand, so that's always good.
they're filming in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Was The Rock recently filming in New Zealand, or was that Australia on his series?
No.
I'm just curious because New Zealand's rates were so low with COVID. I wasn't sure if they were opening up.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if they're filming now with COVID. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't think you should be creeped
Oh.
out if you're being stared at by a man in a bar called the Prancing Pony. You know what I mean? It's just like that should be par for the course. And you say, it's like, oh, young hobbit, you don't know where you're at? It's the Prancing Pony. This is the gayest club in Bree. You know, it's like, but I don't know.
Yeah, and it's gotta be bad times when you're a hobbit around horny people because they're
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Hobbits, you guys are the power bottoms here
yeah.
at the Prancing Pony.
There are no women in this bar.
Yeah, there are no. That's what I'm saying. There's no women at the Prancing Pony.
Yeah, their own kickbacks, their own parties.
They're all at some cool lesbian bar.
No, Chad, that's not how it works.
Yeah. They just have a fire exit.
Everyone's over there listening to Tegan and Sarah driving their Subarus.
So, like, Portland?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Because that's like half me.
Oh, you're just missing the Subaru Outback.
I had a Subaru. And it's too high end for my budget now, but it's a good car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing against it. Or against Tegan and Sarah. I love Tegan and Sarah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we just saw when Frodo put the ring on, and then he goes into that weird, like, whooshy world with it, where Sauron's eyes staring at him. Like, you guys ever have a sleep paralysis? I always feel like that. Like I have Sauron's on me whenever I have sleep paralysis.
Whoa.
Do you guys both suffer from sleep paralysis?
It's very rare for me. Like I used to get it more when I was younger. It's been a long time since I've gotten it.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me as well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've never had it, and it sounds astonishingly scary.
Yeah.
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 Do you guys get to dream? Or
I mean, it's good to know that like that mechanism that keeps you from moving in your sleep works though.
Right,
it's like in retrospect, I'm just like, oh, thank God. But yeah, it is weird when you're like, I remember the sensation of like clenching my jaw. Like I felt like if I could like somehow like squeeze or force my way out of it. I think that was a sort of an interesting sensation, was just to be applying so much will and have it not respond. Like, I guess that might be the kind of the sort of the initial terror when you like say lose the ability to like move a limb or, something like that. It's just so strange to have your brain and your body not be just immediately connected. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it gives you some like powerlessness. I remember times when I felt the paralysis and like, oh, I need to get out of this. If I could just like scream, like that's something that I could do to like break it.
Right.
And like I could hear myself like breathing harder, but not actually being able to make my body do anything with it.
Yeah.
Make a screaming sound. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just stuck like that for a while.
That sounds intense.
Crazy.
Yeah.
This is the first time I didn't
what kind of
understand what's
nightmares
going
I'm
on.
gonna have tonight.
What? Chad?
I said, cool. Now I know what kind of nightmares I'm going to have.
That's one thing. Yeah. It's like kids have like nightmares because they're scared and they don't know stuff. But like, I was thinking like, damn, if you're an adult, you could have a pretty creative nightmare, man. It's like, this is written by an adult.
Yeah. I know so many more things to be afraid of than I did when I was a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, this ain't no R.L. Stine nightmare. This is a Stephen King nightmare.
Yeah. god.
I guess I got really lucky. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm a really light sleeper,
Yeah.
and I've been an insomniac for a long time.
Mm.
Oh.
So I just I don't dream very often, and I get even less nightmares. But yeah, it's
I think if you cut down on the pot smoking, you'll get the dreams back.
thanks.
That's what I
Yeah.
heard. That's what I heard on the internet. They're like,
Yeah.
if you smoke too much weed, you don't dream.
So you can smoke your dreams away.
Yeah, yeah. Like
What do you
actually,
get? What do you
Yeah.
get? Like, so what happens when you get stoned? Are you like just so when you're sleeping and you've got that? Like, is your brain just too tired?
no, I think it has to do with something like I know it sounds really, but it has to do with some kind of like neurotransmitter. I think it's acetylcholine. It like suppresses that, which limits your ability to remember your dreams. You still, I think, dream, or you still go into REM sleep. You just don't have the recall or you don't have the like ability to be lucid during your dreams, I think is what they say.
So you can still hit REM or what?
Yep, that's fine. None of that's affected.
Interesting.
Yeah. But same thing. It's like I just don't recall many of my dreams anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's
if
just
I do.
adulthood.
I know I had plans once upon a time.
Once upon a time. That is a badass way to harvest a tree. Just yank it down. Woo!
Yeah. The roots and everything.
Very intense.
It's like that's how you start in Minecraft. Yeah, you just gotta use your
Punch
hands.
a tree to death.
Yeah.
It's like we
punch
have,
that tree until you got wood.
yeah. They haven't built the forge yet. You know, how are they supposed to make an axe, right? Just yank it down, baby.
We were so busy talking. I can't remember why he wound up in hell. Well, why is he on a thing? Why was he on a thing?
That's where he got put after the wizard fight.
Oh,
So after the battle, Saruman imprisoned him on top of his tower.
Yeah, instead of having a
And-
dungeon like underground or something, he has them on
Yeah.
top of a tall tower. Because how could someone escape from that?
Why
I
you would have to fly to be able to get away.
Yeah.
If only he had magic.
Or wings.
Yeah.
He's not a bird, he's a man. So
Yeah, he's a man.
Is he a bird man?
oh no, Ashton with tomatoes.
do you think Tolkien had like a thing about tomatoes? Something like gross.
Dude, they had nice crispy bacon. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a fucking good trip, man.
Yeah.
No, it was a good trip.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, now the whole crew is here. And they still don't get the job done. Why is everybody scared of these guys?
Yeah. Because taking a ring from a hobbit, that's like taking a candy from a baby, or at least it should be, right?
Yeah.
That's what you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we learned from Mr. Burns. It's a lot harder to take candy from a baby.
Oh yeah. That part was great.
Baby could shoot you.
Oh, those shoes. They have talons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
They have boots made specifically for intimidating people.
Yep.
Real cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever had with those boots that you stomp on the back and then
Like, did it just look like Sam got slashed by a sword?
Yeah.
Doesn't that just look like he didn't get pushed aside? The dude swung a sword at him and
he fell over.
he fell over.
Maybe he hit him with like the broadside of the sword instead
It's
of
good
the
thing
sharp end.
Gandalf gave me this plot armor right at the beginning.
Oh, come on. They had to know that he stayed put.
They do. They can see him.
So reaching for the
That's right.
Yeah, they're just staring him down like, oh, you think you're going to get away from us over here? Oh,
Yeah.
this is our house.
Yeah, this is where we at most of the time. Stab him, but not too deep.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, just in the arm, just
Don't
a
want to
little.
kill him.
Just a little.
Is it like this in the books? Like, what do they say about this? Does he
They
describe
probably had a
it?
song.
I sing a song to him.
I'm gonna ask my mom about that.
Maybe that'll be our stretch goal. We make $1,000 in donations. We'll sing every song we can find from the
See, it's
Lord of the
all
Rings
these.
series.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Wait, Anthony, do you still have your books?
No.
Yeah.
You know
My
what? And that's a
cousins-
shame too, because I had nice, hard, like I remember. I think I got it as a
cool.
Christmas gift, actually.
And you got them
But-
before the movies came out. It wasn't like the ones with the picture of Elijah Wood
No,
on the front.
you know what it did? You remember you remember like it to me, it looked more like it had more of that artistic style from like the old Hobbit, the animated Hobbit.
Okay.
Like it had that kind of look to it. But yeah. And it just like I remember that. I got it. I'm pretty sure I got that as a Christmas gift, and I didn't do anything with it for years. Yeah. Oh man. It's like, oh
Man, that animated Hobbit movie was dope.
that actually was pretty good.
I'm gonna watch that one. Vague memories of it.
Dude, libraries used to have these little film strip slideshows
Okay.
that were accompanied by audiobooks.
Oh,
So it's kind of
cool.
like the next slide would come on, you'd see a picture, and then you would hear they would read the book to you,
right.
and then the next picture would come, and they would, they'd keep reading the book and stuff. And I remember like they did that for The Hobbit. They had like a little slideshow
Right.
where they took the animated movie and just would kind of show you like different selected slides rather than just have the whole animated movie. But they read the book, and I was like, oh, that's
Right.
pretty neat. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. I wonder what that was called. Those little film strips.
Yeah.
I remember those. I don't know what they're called.
That's a really cute moth. Little fuzzy little guy.
Yeah. So if you're watching and you know what those are called, tweet it at us at WhatBroPod. Should probably make that my name. And we'll read you a book to you if you do that. Yeah, that makes me think of. Did you guys have that thing? I think it was the Pizza Hut sponsor thing, but it was like you would read a book and then there's like a computerized test you would take to prove that you read the book, and then you would get the points for.
Oh wow.
Computerized
So,
stuff.
yeah.
Now they
Yep.
give out like some sort of reading program, and it's really, really popular, especially with younger kids, like kindergarten, first grade.
Yeah. That's cool.
But I don't think there's any computerized thing.
No.
The Book It program, as I recall, went by honesty.
Oh, guess they didn't trust us at my school. Because I remember I found when I was a kid, like in like third or fourth grade, like they had books at Walden Books that it was like Frankenstein or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, that kind of stuff. But it was like abridged and like a kid's version of it. But it was still like a chapter book, but it was much shorter. and I thought that those were like the real books. So I would read it, and then go to take the test, and it would be like a bunch of questions for stuff that was not in the kids version of the book that I had read.
You got like the Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
Notes version. And that sucks.
And I missed out on a couple of pizzas.
I like how like they just thought that you were probably cheating, and you're just like, maybe I can guess all these. David K. Jones character, so dishonest.
That's funny.
Trying to get those pizza points.
Oh man. Yeah, book it.
Mm.
Wow. That was super good motivation.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Remember that.
Like, look, I'll still read books, but I'd probably read more of them if I still got free pizza for it.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how I got my son to read this summer. Is there's a library program, and for every 100 minutes that you read, you get qualified for airplane tickets.
wow.
Whoa.
Now,
Gee,
I'm
save
not
up
a
the
big
ante.
traveler, and I mean, I'd love to be, but my son, he just wants to go everywhere.
Nice.
So that's his motivation. He's like, I'll read for plane ticket.
Yeah, man. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's some good
I
motivation.
think it's open to adults. So anybody who's listening
Oh,
here,
Oh, really?
yeah.
start doing that.
I do really like the fact that it's by the amount of time that you read and not like the amount of books that you're reading too, because it means that it's not favoring.
Oh, yeah. Before, back in the day, it was all about putting up the numbers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
it
in
was
terms
about
of
like what kind of speed you could do.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
it
know
is a lot better this way, I think.
Dude, I remember when I thought I'd beat the system. And this was like 7th grade, and like I had just discovered Roald Dahl,
Right.
Mhm.
and I just thought like I felt like I was like cheating. I'm just like, they want you to read books, but I got all these Roald Dahl ones, and they still count these. And because I just remember thinking, like, I was like, oh, these aren't like regular books. These are fun and entertaining and
This isn't
interesting.
homework.
Yeah, not like all those other things that other people have to read. I found this secret stash of good stuff. that was my. I remember that guy. I thought I had tricked everybody.
What is Roald Dahl? It sounds like a spiritual leader.
It's a great name, but you know the Charlie and the
Well, no.
Chocolate Factory and
Yeah.
the Big Friendly
Oh.
Giant and
James and the Giant Peach.
yeah,
That was
James
Roald
and the
Dahl?
Giant Peach. That's all Roald Dahl. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he's epic.
I
That's
feel
what-
like
yeah, they're good books. They're weird. Like read the Big Friendly Giant. That's a weird ass book, man.
Or there's actually a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, where they
Yep.
go into fucking space.
Space, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
That's right, yeah.
that sounds like one of the only nightmares I've had. That's crazy.
Glass elevator,
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
You and George Clooney got to make it back.
Except I'm the Hobbit.
Yeah. So Roald Dahl was like a spy in World War II for the
Whoa,
British.
what?
yeah,
Whoa.
like a James
Yes.
Bond kind of guy.
Yeah, he had an interesting life.
Yeah.
So how should we start reading his books now with that information? I have to reread some stuff with my son.
Yeah.
Summer reading program.
So that after every chapter, he probably wrote it after shooting somebody with a sinus pistol.
No, can't believe that. Don't want to believe that.
The page count of every book is one dead Nazi.
it's why you
Okay,
like
maybe.
you gotta stop learning history. You know, it ruins everything. They're like, oh yeah, that guy, he invented the electric stoves. Hates Chinese people. You know, it's like
Oh, nuts.
every bit of history is like that. It's just like,
yeah.
Who is this actress?
Liv
oh,
Tyler.
Liv
Tyler.
Tyler.
That's what I
That's
was trying to figure out. I was like, what?
that's Steven Tyler from Aerosmith's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really trying to get everybody in to watch the movie. I'm assuming if you weren't a nerd, they were like,
It-
oh.
There's love Liv Tyler because they love Aerosmith so much.
Yeah.
She'd done that video with
Alicia Silverstone.
thank you, Chad Wago, for knowing.
Oh man, powerful Chad. Yeah, that was good. It's-
That was crazy.
She was in Armageddon.
hmm
Yeah.
With
So you guys want to
that
know something fun
Affleck.
that I learned this year?
Yeah.
Is that Mark Hoppus from Blink 182? He's the same age that Steven Tyler was when he made the song for Armageddon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now
That's
he is,
interesting.
right?
Yeah, now he is. Mark Hoppus is the same age
Whoa.
that Steven Tyler was, which is 6 years older than what's his name? Bruce Willis was in that movie.
What? Okay, wait. No, sorry. 1990 was only 10 years ago. 2000 was like maybe a blink away. Blink
Well,
182, 100.
Or I like those pictures they show now, how like I said, how healthy people are and how well celebrities are doing,
Yeah.
because they'll show like hey, this is that Ed Grimley guy from the movie Cocoon, and it's like some old dude with who's bald and what, got a little white tufts on the side of his head, and then they show, and this is Paul Rudd, who's now the same age as that guy was when he filmed Cocoon. And you're like, Paul Rudd looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
He's, holy shit, there's hope for us normies.
To be fair, I think Wilford Brimley was born 47 years old.
Yeah. Born with a big white mustache.
hmm
He was the wisest kid in all his classes.
Real old soul.
Like literally.
So something I noticed when I was watching Two Towers, and also here where Gandalf was explaining why he was late, or he was delayed in getting to the
Oh, okay, yeah.
is that this is all like a flashback. Like, were these parts of the story told as flashbacks in the book, or did Peter Jackson do this for dramatic effect? So I don't know how much flashbacks were happening in books back then.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think so, actually. I think but also like there's a lot of scenes that are like Gandalf might have explained this to Frodo, right? Telling him about it, like I guess as like a flashback, but it wouldn't have been this, like, it's kind of like how I feel like there's a lot of stuff in the movies that are very cinematic, that like the classic example is Helm's Deep, right? It's
Right.
like, it's a very long in terms of like the time it takes on screen,
Right.
but in the books it's kind of like it's happening, but it's not like you're reading the page by page action.
Right. Yeah.
So but I think it's good, because I think the goal was to make a good Lord of the Rings movie, not just a straight book adaptation.
Right. And that made it much better.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean the book does not read like a screenplay.
Right.
Right. So this is I thought they did a really good job. Like that's why when people that's why I joke about the thing like Tom Bombadil. Right? It's just like it just because you think of you remember you think about this like, oh, this like kind of like ultra powerful magical being, you know what I mean? Kind of like forest spirit almost kind of thing. And then and you just I guess it
doesn't affect the plot anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's see what's good about these movies, and this is another thing that I think is like to me a big what makes them so good is I think they not only shot this all at once, so it has this amazing continuity of like its whole appearance, right? But also like each movie in its own respect is a movie, right? It's got like it's got the 3-act structure, it you know, the whole thing, and in the it functions well as like a trilogy, you know. But you look at The Hobbit, and it's clear that that was supposed to be 2 movies,
Right.
and then they had to somehow, like, you know what I mean, like, I don't know, it's just they did. I'm watching this now and I'm just like, they did a really, like, you that's the shame. It's like, in order to make a movie this big, you had to take these kinds of crazy chances where you have to get a bunch of people together with a ridiculous amount of money, and you have to have a studio going, if this doesn't work, we go out of business. And then everybody on the movie, if you don't make this work, you'll never be in film again because we'll never trust you. You know.
Yeah.
And The Hobbit, like, just, you could tell, like, every time they could have maybe taken a chance, or it's like by then, like, the studios were in there. I know they kept stressing about how it's the same team that made Lord of the Rings. I remember that was the big thing they always talked about. It's the same. It's amazing. We got all the same people, you know, and it's just, that just didn't work. All right. Well, I guess we'll talk more about that crap when we get to it.
I get plenty of time to talk about that. But yeah, you can definitely see how many weird choices were being made because the studio wanted to make more money, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So got Lord Elrond now, the Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Agent Smith.
Yes.
Yeah, every time
the elves.
Every time he wakes up Frodo, I keep expecting him to go, Mr. Baggins.
The Matrix was filmed after, or came out after this, right? Or no?
Before, at least the first one.
The first one was before.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's played by Hugo Weaving, and his niece Samara Weaving was in Bill and Ted Face the Music, which I just watched last night.
Oh, all right.
I bought it a while ago, but I still haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. It just popped up on Hulu, I saw, so we watched it last night.
Oh,
pretty
it's on
fun.
Hulu now?
Yeah.
Damn it. I didn't need to buy it.
Well, yeah, supporting the creators. I wonder who studio made that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Orion. So I don't even know if they're still around. I don't know.
Whenever I think of Bill and Ted, I always think of the Circle K.
Yeah.
Strange things afoot.
It's like we had a couple in Hawaii at one point, I remember.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I think the 7-Eleven on Wilder was a Circle K.
Yeah. So cool.
Until it was 7-Eleven, like every 5 years, it would be like a different gas station.
Yeah, but I don't remember Circle K actually having any good, decent food. I mean,
not like 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, it's like a dedicated craft here now.
Bro, I had a lemongrass chicken banh mi at a fucking 7-Eleven.
The lemongrass one. Okay. All right.
I know the tofu. I'll try the tofu too. That was pretty good.
No.
Nah.
Good to know.
You know what I mean? It's like they went for it, man. It's like, I noticed they obviously, with the Japanese roots,
right?
They had a lot of that. They had some Japanese kind of stuff, and then they're like, you know what? Let's represent some Filipinos here. There was like pancit, pork adobo. You know, these are like. I was surprised.
Like actual food there. Yeah,
dude. There's pho now. They have pho, and like I said, these banh mi's. You can get Lao at 7-Eleven. What the hell is what's going on, man?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So anybody watching from the mainland, 7-Elevens are very different in Hawaii. They're run by the Japanese management or whatever, like from Japan. So they're cleaner and they have like real food there. It's great. check out a 7-Eleven when you're in Hawaii, when you're on vacation in Hawaii.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a place to go for breakfast.
Yeah.
It's 7. Oh, here's the tip in 7-Eleven in Hawaii. Skip the middle, all the middle section, all the middle. You want to go right to the edges. Right to the
Yeah.
edges. That's where all the good stuff is.
True, it's true.
I'm always weirded out by the warmer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? The thing that they put the food in,
Right.
eat by this time.
Little cabinet. Yeah.
I don't trust that.
What don't you trust about it?
I feel like it's a bacteria incubator.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Gotta be.
Not nearly as much as the Mauna Kea steamer.
Yeah, that really has to be.
Oh man, yeah.
Has to be.
You can
Like,
always.
believe me, I worked at 7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
how do I forget that
Yeah.
sometimes?
And how many times did you clean the Mauna Kea steamer while you were working? there?
Ah!
Like maybe once a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Woo, that's some recycled juices.
Yeah, no, that thing smelled like balls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Literally, it just smelled like testicles in there.
Yeah.
So, ladies, if
Meat
you're
all day.
curious,
Yeah.
and I'm down to your local 7-Eleven, order a pork hash. And dude, they had.
no.
Okay, sorry. I know we're getting too deep into 7-Eleven for Lord of the Rings, but they had deep fried pork hash at 7-Eleven. Like,
Ooh.
that's crazy. This is.
Yeah.
I
Who
can't. I
eats
can't.
that? I
Huh?
don't know. Who eats that?
Oh, everyone.
Good?
Once they
I
discover
would
it's a
try
thing.
that.
Once they
Yeah.
discover it's a thing, yeah, you get kind of like a crispy one. It's it's almost like gauji,
Okay.
but it's got you know how gyoza is like crispy on the bottom but like still soft on the top, right? Pan
Right.
fried gyoza. That's how the deep fried thing reminded me. It's got like a crispy-ish layer section to it,
Okay.
and then it's got like still some soft wrapper to sink into.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good texture.
Hey, we're getting into Elvish now.
Yay.
I was gonna say.
You're finally speaking one of the languages that Tolkien made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like actually made up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
He was like
that's
a
the whole
linguist.
thing about these books.
Yeah.
Is that they are barely even like supposed to be a real story. It's a sort of language production, not manual, but like demonstration.
Yeah. He took all this time to make these languages up, and I was like, I got to do something with them. So
Yeah.
to show off his languages that he built, to use all these languages that he came up with, he wrote these books. He was a linguist first, more than a storyteller.
Wow. But I mean, when you like creating a language, right? Language is what we use to describe the world around us in reality. So, if you create a language, you create a world. In a
Yeah.
sense,
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So you have, because, like how did this word start, or what other words is it related to? And
Yeah.
what do these cultures value? And I don't know. It's interesting. Like people always use the example, like, oh, if you talk to the Eskimos, they got like 1,000
Right.
words for snow,
Yeah.
you talk to
different kinds of
yeah, Latin people, they got all those words for fucking, It's like, is this love on Tuesday? Are you making love on Tuesday? We have words.
Yeah,
go to
we
the
call that the
Chinese,
miracle
yeah.
Esperanza.
Miracle is. Oh man, that does sound hot.
When you
That
said
is-
Latin, I thought you meant like Latin. So it was like,
Oh.
I assumed Anthony was going
Oh.
racist with it, so that's where I followed.
Iesu Domine.
yeah, I'm wondering. I want to know how that sounds. I'm like, it's kind of hot, I guess.
I mean, like Spanish and French and all of them are descended from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all the Romance languages.
So I'm saying it's so gangster that they just claimed it. These are the romance languages. The other ones hurt our ears. Stake it out.
Looks like some comfortable chairs, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down for chairs like that.
I want to meet the person that did that. That's a really great design. It's pretty cool.
Oh man, like
Yeah.
the set designers and stuff in this movie,
Mhm.
they're just so incredible.
So I feel like because we're watching this big old meeting where they're figuring out what to do with the ring, and you got the elves there and the humans and the dwarves and stuff. I feel like this scene got parodied a lot.
Oh, this one?
In the early
Yeah.
2000s, yeah. But I can't think of what specific one to talk about.
Yeah. Because you know what's funny? It's not, even though this is not how really people discuss or talk about things or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But it is. It's like isn't that the funny thing about movies is that sometimes the things are happening, like it's good for movie reality, but it's not like if you had a camera in the room while this discussion was actually going on, it's like,
Yeah.
it's got to like, I represent this, and now it's time for me to give the point of view of this, and then I represent this, yeah,
it's a very awkward way of talking, having a meeting.
Yeah. That's how you know you're in trouble with the elves. They tell you who your dad was. Like when your parents say your last name, you're like, uh-oh. She used my whole name.
Gets awkward when you guys have different names. Sorry.
Oh man, no, that's great. I gotta learn who people's dad's name are. I'm gonna start saying that. Chad, son of Warren. That's actually pretty cool.
You're right. We should just all do that. That'd be great.
Wait, you know what? The hobbits had last names, but everybody is like a name and a title,
right?
Or something like that. Legolas of the Mirkwood, or it's got some title, like Boromir and Faramir are brothers, but they're not like the Spicoli twins or something. I don't know. They're not like yeah, right. They just got first names, right? Boromir, Faramir. It's like they're brothers because their names rhyme.
Right. They mentioned that.
Yeah, like if Frodo had a brother, it'd be like Frodo, Bodo, Hodo.
Frodo.
Yeah, his brother would have to be Brodo, right?
Brodo. Yes. Just call me Brodo Baggins.
You got Dodo Baggins, but it's really pronounced Doo-Doo Baggins.
Oh, Doo-Doo. Oh, man.
He's the Brown Baggins.
He's the Brown Baggins.
No.
Oh, dude, Brown Baggins. Come on, that's a perfect name, Brown Baggins. Like,
There's also Tea Baggins.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Tea Baggins. Yeah. Oh, yes. That's totally a Hobbit name too.
Did they make it a Lord of the Rings that first person shooter, in which you could name your character T Baggins? That's what I would do.
Oh, that's my next Call of Duty name right there. T Baggins. You know what you do too? You make it look kind of like military at first. You have just like a capital T
Right.
period Baggins. It's Lieutenant T Baggins reporting for duty, sir.
I think it's a godsend that I was never in the military because that would have messed me up so much. It's seeing people's names. I mean, sometimes you look at their last name and then you look at their face and you'd be like, okay. I have no examples right now because
Right.
it's so early in the morning
Yeah.
still, but
I remember when I used to work for AT&T call center, we had access to all the customer records for people that had AT&T cell phones.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would just like look up random dirty words to see who had that as part of their name. And my favorite was Richard Cockburn.
Yes.
His name is Dick Cockburn.
Dick Cockburn. Wow.
you're watching this and you find this at all, Dick Cockburn, we are sorry. Can we edit that?
I apologize for nothing.
Dang.
I didn't reveal anything about where he lives, so I don't think AT&T can sue me for that.
Yeah.
I mean, was he old? Did his parents not think about how that would sound? Or did it, was the mom just really pissed off that she had a kid? She's like, well, this is going to be
That
your
was
name.
funny. Yeah, that's one of those really old guys before anyone knew that the word dick meant dick.
Yeah, when did that transition over? It had to be before Nixon was born. Or not before, but it had to be after that, right? Because people were still going with that nickname like it was he was Tricky Dick. You know what? Dick was actually kind of a cool name, I thought, until it became penis. I mean, I was never alive. I was never alive, but I hear it and I'm just like, it doesn't sound bad.
Yeah.
It's so crazy when your name becomes slang for penis. Like that's what a shocker on that one. Like,
and it's
can you
definitely
imagine if that happens like while you're alive?
Yeah.
When I was younger, people didn't make fun of my name, and now they're like, "Oh yeah, my enormous hanging Chad."
yeah. Dude, the people that got it worse recently are the Karens.
Yeah.
How did that must have snuck up on them like they didn't believe. They're like, are you fucking for real? My most boring ass name in the world, is now a thing. Like, who could have? No one saw that coming.
And the thing is, it's like most of the Karens were not around on the internet to like notice it's starting to happen. Like they didn't notice until it already hit critical mass.
Until it hit critical mass.
Okay, clearly you were not in the mom groups of on the internet the last 10 years, but yeah.
You guys should have warned people. You could have saved us all. Or at least the Karens of the world.
I think the moms are all sleep deprived.
I saw it, but I totally thought that it was going to end up being a passing thing.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, because look, you would know this firsthand. Chad came and gone. Nobody's using that anymore.
Yeah, it's not really a big thing anymore. I feel like the kinds of people that were all the people with the bad parts of being a Chad are now Kyles.
Are now Kyles? Is that what it moved to? Oh shit!
That's what it feels like.
I'm not hip anymore.
The monster drinking bros. Yeah, they're all Kyles.
Did Florida get?
Or did it kind of branch off as like, that's Kyles are douchier, but Chads are still like alphas. I don't know.
The alphas of the no.
I don't know.
So like, did Florida get rid of the Chad? Is that right? That's what
I think they've gone digital now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Florida just makes up votes. None of those are real. They're not reporting actual people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they came up with.
Tickle fight.
What? You know what I was thinking about? I was having a hard time. You know, voting is tricky, but trying to think of like an alternative to voting is actually really hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, like I was trying to think like how else do you do it? Like that's why like people invent like we're improving technology, things are advancing technologically speaking, but the technology of governance that's actually really hard to do. You know,
No.
people tried, and and the thing is like if you make a shitty car, you just are not going to sell any of that car. You make a shitty government, you ruin a whole place
Yeah.
for a
For
long time.
generations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're just like, ooh, we should have stuck with the voting. We tried to go with Supreme Leader. It didn't
Yeah.
work. He said he was going to share and he didn't.
Our Supreme Leader was all right. But
Yeah.
man, his kid, that
Oh,
guy was
yeah.
a schmuck.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, who are we talking about that I missed?
I don't know. Kind of a
Yeah.
hodgepodge, I think.
Anybody who goes by the name Supreme Leader, probably.
Yeah. All the communists.
And the thing is, like, when you come up with those crappy systems, it basically works out for the Supreme Leader. Like,
Yeah, that
He
guy
looks around
always
and goes,
does well.
yeah, you're like, oh, this is pretty good.
You
I
know,
got
it's
mine.
you know how like sometimes like in Hawaii, one of the things we experience like when artists they want to like reach a larger audience, so they'll kind of travel, they'll go to like the mainland and stuff. Like I always kind of thought it was neat. Like I wonder when like a cult leader's like, man, I really got something here. You know, it's like because it doesn't he doesn't start out with a group of 20, right?
Right.
Before it's just like one person who's
Yeah.
just like, man, I really like this guy. I don't know. He's just got some good things to say.
Yeah.
But when do you think like, all right, guys, I'm moving from Hawaii,
Yeah.
going to LA, gonna give this cult thing a try. You know, I think it's gonna be my thing. How many people you need in your cult before you take it nationwide?
I don't think there's a standard number for that. It's like a leap of faith.
You just really have to believe in yourself. You have to have as much faith in yourself
Yes.
as a deity. And also, you have to have enough followers where you can afford to use their money to do that. So
Oh,
it's really
right.
about how much money you can get out of those followers.
Yeah. I think it was like just some like loser guy who like, you know, there was a time where he didn't have a job and like his girlfriend was paying for everything. You know, he's like, I
Right.
think I'm on to something here.
Yeah.
I think if I had like 30 of these girlfriends, I think I got something. That's so you know what? I watched The Master the other day, and that's what I thought. I was like, it was a real interesting movie, you know. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
We're talking about movies and movies. All right, here we go.
Well, you know, Elrond is the king of the elves, right?
What do you think? You think
Elrond
they
Hubbard.
should have kept going over the mountain? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. Now without proper winter clothes.
They just looked like they were so committed at that point,
Yeah.
you know, to turn around and go back down.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if they hit that halfway point where it's easier just to keep going.
Yeah.
How many surge protectors do you think the average person buys in a year?
In a year?
Yeah.
Oh,
How many holes do they have?
Yeah. I guess it depends on your hole count.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. I think it slows down after a while because you get enough.
Is there such a thing as enough surge protectors? They wear out.
How many do you have, Chad?
How many do I have, or how many do I purchase in a year?
Both. Curious.
I honestly don't know how many I have. Probably more than 20. I think I average probably about 4 a year. New ones I buy.
You know what? We should put this back on the construction community. Hey, construction community, we don't live in 1943. All right. People have more than two
Yeah.
electronic appliances in their houses. Why are we still fucking around with these little two outlet wall things,
Yeah.
right? Like, what are we doing
Give me
here?
like a whole wall that's nothing but plugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Well, just give me the wires and I'll do it myself.
like a baseboard, that just
Yeah.
runs along. You know what
It's
I
just
mean?
outlets.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just outlets. Just runs like a
Actually,
yeah.
I think now they have wireless outlet or wireless,
Ah,
wireless kind things.
right. Yeah.
So
That's what's up.
Like phones and stuff. Because our apartment was built in the 70s, late 70s. So like by every electrical outlet, there's also like a phone cord outlet
Oh yeah.
that we've had to like. I'm gonna have to take those covers off and just patch the wall and paint over them or something. I'm never gonna use it. I've got like 5 of them
Right.
in my house.
Yeah.
It'd be great if
That's
they were just electrical outlets.
funny. That's like a generational thing.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen is eventually they're gonna know that, somebody from this generation fucked with something, messed with something.
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, the previous owners were millennials.
Now you're good.
Have
You're smart
landlines.
for getting rid of that phone thing, because people might get like nostalgic for like writing with like pen and ink or typing on a typewriter, but no
Yeah.
one's going back to 56K.
Yeah.
I felt nostalgic. I want to see the titties load, over the course of 30 seconds. I don't want slow down porn.
Streaming movies. What happened to thumb sites?
Oh man.
So that's pretty cool on the screen there.
Here comes the tentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Look how-
watcher.
I had to steer us back to clean.
Yeah. Like this door, this like magical door here. Like it only opens like one night a year or something, and you have to solve a riddle. Isn't that
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
works?
speak friend and enter,
which
I have not ever seriously thought, but I have occasionally thought that would make a pretty great trap stamp.
Oh, what?
a tramp stamp.
Lower back tattoo.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Speak for enter. Dude, if you could say it in Dwarvish too, or something, whatever it is, What's the dwarven word for friend?
Well, the human word is apparently anal.
What's the Elvish word for friend?
Greek.
Yeah, I was thinking like that riddle is pretty simple.
It's really easy.
Like, how does that keep anybody out?
Yeah. It's just basically it's a test if you know Elvish. That's all it
Yeah.
is, really.
I think that the only people that it's meant to keep out are like illiterate goblins.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because that's the only people that live there now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't come in through the door,
Ah.
or at least not through the front door. Heyo.
Yeah, Gimli is like out of the loop. Look at how long these people have been dead. When's the last time you've been back here, Gimli?
Yeah.
Talking about your cousins and all this stuff,
He's like, oh, all my old friends. Oh God, everyone I know is dead.
Yeah. Sorry, I took a 6-month break from Facebook.
I thought I would catch up with everyone at the 20-year reunion.
Yeah. Yeah, keep running. What do you stop?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's gone now. Holy Jesus, this thing is scary.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What's your favorite tentacle monsters in movies?
None?
None?
The Kraken.
Oh, that's a good one. Big fan
I
of
don't
the
want that.
Dianoga from the
Whoa.
Death Star.
Mm.
Number one. Or Ursula from Little Mermaid, if she counts.
Yes.
Does she count as a tentacle monster?
She has tentacles.
I mean, she has tentacles, but it's not really a monster.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't exactly a.
She wasn't exactly an upstanding citizen. Right?
Yeah. She wasn't necessarily physically a monster, but she was a monster philosophically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, trying to bind a minor to a legal contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't octopus supposed to be smart? Like, and she just used her intelligence for evil.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I guess she didn't go to octopus legal school.
Should I attack while the door is closed and they're sitting around hanging? Nah, wait till it's open.
Yeah.
And they come back out. Yeah, that watcher in the thing, that should have happened like right out the gate.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as they got up to the water, that's when it should have happened.
Should have been like, oh, now's my time. It's like, this is what I've been waiting for.
Like a lot of people's theory, well, not a theory, but sort of a later explanation for everything is like, oh, this is just like someone's weird D&D campaign. Because having the Watcher attack then is absolutely just the DM railroading you into being like, no, you're going into those fucking tunnels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And through all these maps, you guys are not coming back out.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have anything else for you guys to do, so you have to.
Yeah, it's like you guys encounter a dungeon. Ooh, a dungeon. That sounds scary. Let's go back to town. The gate slams behind you.
the knob disappears. Oh.
Yeah. This this dungeon has been designed for the last week. You know, it's like, I get it, man. I get it. That's all your work, right? You can kind of feel that in certain campaigns until they start like really taking off into the story. It's like there's this point where like the players don't really know what they're going to do yet, but the DM does, but doesn't want to just tell them that this, you know, you want there to be this like discovery of it. But yeah, you do sometimes need those kind of like hand forcing type situations, I think.
Yeah.
If it's too open-ended, right? You're just, yeah.
You just end up wandering around like in Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. Yeah. I can just go to any town. Yeah, you can go wherever you want, man.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, the trick is you go, any town. Just know that the town that I have figured out, that's the town that's really gonna be. It just might be a different name when you get
exactly. It'd just be a different name. It's the same people.
Wait, so you're saying that if we don't go to East Bay and we go to West Bay instead, it's just going to be East Bay with the East crossed off? Yeah, basically.
Basically.
When I was learning the Chinese language, I had to, like, part of our final tests and stuff, they do an interview with you and you have to like do certain tasks. Like one of them is like describe like a person, and so they like do a quick interview with you and find out like the members of your family and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And friends and things, and then ask you, your dad, describe him. Or you said something about you used to work at McDonald's, describe your manager, something like that.
Okay.
And really what you do is you just memorize a description of an adult man, an adult woman, and so on. So then whenever they ask you about somebody, you just describe that person.
Yeah,
they don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You are describing a person.
Yeah, and I can't prove that you're not, and you're grammatically correct with the words you're saying. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, you can speak the language. Yeah. You just it is funny the things that the kinds of things that check for fluency,
Yeah.
right? Like even if someone could fake some words and stuff for a little while, it's like there's certain types of things that show a comprehension of a language. Actually that's a kind of an interesting one, describing people.
Yeah. This is very specific vocabulary and stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow. Do you think there's an age? Do you think that learning languages is somewhat age dependent? Like it's just something that like
it's definitely easier when you're younger. Absolutely,
it's gotta be, right? Yeah,
you're just learning stuff and putting words on them anyways.
Yeah,
so
right.
As an adult, you already have words for everything, so it's.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that. Okay, so here's what happens when I try to learn a language now. I think in English. I have to run it through the translator, and then it has to come out. I can't. I have a hard time thinking in the other language.
Yeah.
But is that just a practice thing, or you think that's because I've just hardwired? I've just ingrained in my brain English as I don't know.
Yeah, I think it really is that. Like, if you want to be able to think in another language and you didn't grow up doing it.
Yeah,
you have to. Like being in like an immersion situation, go live in another country where you're surrounded by the other language all the time, and you start thinking that way. Yeah.
I feel like the people that like the lifelong language learners, or the people that know like 7 languages and they just keep picking them up. Like that's like a LeBron type skill.
Yeah, right.
It's like even though someone can do it, I just really feel like that's not something that everybody has access to.
Yeah,
so impressive.
Yeah, basically you have to have the aptitude and the interest for.
Blurry.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Autumn?
I was saying Chad's blurry. It's interesting to watch next to that.
Yeah.
So my phone's making some sort of a buzzing noise.
Oh.
Perhaps as if to explode.
Uh-oh.
Is it new?
Shield your eyes. Shield your eyes. No.
You don't hold it so close to your face. It's gonna explode.
Yeah, that's like looking at a barrel of a gun now.
Oh, it's just like when someone tells you, "Hey, this flashlight, there's something wrong with it." What's the first thing you do? You shine. You take it and you look directly at the light bulb and you turn it on, right?
Yeah, you point it at one's face. Yeah.
All right, stop making that weird noise. I think it was like the camera vibrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still sounds like an explosion waiting to happen. But we are getting close to having the desk set up.
Wow.
Got the monitor plugged in.
Yeah.
So now I'm just going to go ahead and plug my phone into a battery so that the phone doesn't die before this movie ends. Speaking of the movie, where are we at?
In the Mines of Moria.
Drums in the deep?
Yeah. So this is what I wanted to ask you. The dwarves live in mines and do mining stuff. That's pretty standard dwarf stuff.
Yep.
Is that something that Tolkien came up with, or is that even older than that? You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna guess it's actually just an older bit of lore. The idea of dwarves and mines.
I'm pretty sure the Norse had dwarves who were craftsmen.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what else too? Like I think about like, I'm not trying to like, but I think dwarves are one of those like fantasy things that I think just has some really like real life basis, because I mean, there are people who actually have dwarfism, right? That's like a real thing. And
and all they care about is gold.
That would be amazing. but so you can see where that origin, and then how they always talk about how nutrition and things were different back in those days. So humans were just different sizes. I could picture like some kind of origin, like of maybe like some smaller people who are able to get down into the earth and extract minerals and stuff. Like I could see it having some possible real life origins. Maybe not an actual like dwarven race, but you know.
Right. Yeah, it's got some seed of truth that it came from.
Yeah. I mean, we think of all these like pretty elves, you know, but really like the elves are kind of just like they're forest people, right? They're like they're
skinny forest people.
yeah.
Blow dried hair.
And you know, men is like the industry and stuff. Yeah, I think it's whoa. See, these are like
this fight scene looks really cool because so much of it is practical.
Yeah.
Done for real, with the exception of just the troll is the only CGI part.
No.
Yeah.
And then everything that Legolas does, you know, it's
right.
like you can stomach it for like really short periods of time.
Yeah.
But it's so gratuitous in The Hobbit.
Yeah.
That like you can't ignore it. Like the little scenes of him running across a chain or sliding down a Moomock trunk or whatever. It's like those definitely looked a little computery, right? But but you're right. They used it much more. They used it a little bit more sparingly in these movies, and it so it works.
Yeah. You overuse it, you stop caring. I feel like
I stop caring. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's no danger. If Legolas is just this like, you know, superhuman, nimble, never misses a shot.
Right.
You know, it's just like there's no real danger sense. Like that's one thing about including the hobbits in all these fights as opposed to like the other things. It's like there is a sense of danger. You know? Yeah. They're always outnumbered.
They have their little swords, but they really can't do much with it. Like
Yeah, I think that it's not just the fact that, you know, Legolas is so perfect that makes it hard to sympathize with it. Like when he's fighting, there's not as much impact because of the CGI.
Right.
Oh yeah.
There's no weight to anything that's happening.
I love that weight. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that problem watching the Marvel movies. When there's like certain characters, there's no weight behind the fights.
Yeah. Right. You're spoiled. You get all that live action violence with wrestling. You know what I mean? That's the real shit.
Yeah.
No CGI there.
This is what it looks like when people are just pretending to hurt each other.
But you know, it's like, but they get it. Like, why does the ring sound the way it sounds?
It's to give more impact.
Oh,
and that's one of the reasons why, like, there's like certain old school wrestling types that hate like the real acrobatic guys, is because they're like, oh, you know, there's no weight, there's no impact. They're just moving from like stunt to stunt, and like I can kind of get that, but it's just like, holy crap, those are some cool stunts.
Yeah, you need both. Yeah. I mean, I think the evolution is, you know, you add it too, right? It's an addition to, give me more.
Right. But I can definitely see the thing, like when it gets overly choreographed, it doesn't even really look like it's kind of like watching a dance more than watching a fight or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like then a fight, because there's something, you know, it's like where dance tends to be this cooperative thing where, you know, you can kind of tell like some of these acrobatic moves certainly require the cooperation of the guy you're doing it to, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That impact sort of like highlights the combative nature of it all, right? It's like there's the impact. That's two things colliding that maybe, you know. Yeah, it's not harmonious. I love it. Yeah.
We got another guest about to come on the stream. Quick intro is kind of an improviser, comedian, great artist, friend of the show, Rory Franzen.
Yeah.
Add him on. Who was one of my teachers.
Yeah.
Rory.
Hey, Rory.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to my ceiling because my phone appears
Yeah.
to have tilted over.
I thought you looked taller, Chad.
Unfortunately, that is a wish yet to be granted.
So I think throughout the day, we're going to get the full tour of Chad's new bedroom as he continues to unpack and put all his stuff together.
Nice. If you look behind me, you can see as much stuff as I could fit behind me to make me look cool on the internet.
All my best stuff.
Yeah.
That's how you grow your viewership on Twitch.
Yeah.
It's it's like, you guys like this stuff too? Huh?
Oh,
Like my Funkos?
I forgot. I got Miles Morales here so I can be hip.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we
He's the
go.
hippest Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Also, we haven't done a time check in a while. Anyone who's watching along, we're at 2 hours and 3 minutes into Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay, cool. I'll catch up.
What
This
is
part
new
is so good.
jewelry? I love the camera angles where they're all just checking things out,
Yeah, it looks great.
Ooh.
like a soap opera.
It's more of those close-ups that Anthony was talking about.
Yeah.
So, so we got the Balrog coming up. This is one of those things where I was so much more exposed to Street Fighter than I was to Lord of the Rings. Take the Balrog seriously? You always think of the Mike Tyson guy from Street Fighter.
I never made that connection, but I think that would have made this movie better if they were same universe. And
Yeah.
that's what was chasing Gandalf the entire time.
Just imagine if it was Mike Tyson on fire trying to stop them from crossing.
Dude,
I mean, I want the
Yeah.
same size as the Balrog.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
same size ratio.
it's straight up Mike Tyson though. That you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
you're right on that. Like I think about him like, damn, he had the same haircut. They even had the same gap in the tooth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They did the whole thing. It's like how did they not
I
get
mean-
sued?
Yeah.
I
Well, the
mean-
reason
His name in Japan was M. Bison.
yeah, he was originally M. Bison for Mike Tyson, M. Bison. But then they had to change it so they wouldn't
Oh,
get sued.
So they wouldn't get sued.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The reason they didn't get
Tyson.
sued in America, Anthony, is racism.
Right back.
Yeah. And Mike Tyson may have been in prison for that rape he did.
That could have been it.
Yeah.
But it's like, look, I know if there's one thing they take seriously, it's that money. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, oh well, racism. Let's talk royalties here. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, because he was in. Mike Tyson. He got that video game dollar early.
Yeah.
That might have been part of it too, though, is just the hey, we're marketing this to children and you're in prison for rape. So we're not going to use your name anymore.
Yeah. We're gonna put a little bit of distance in there.
Yeah. I mean, we're all about violence on the streets.
Yeah.
And with the addition of Chun-Li, violence against women, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, she could kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I thought, like, you know what? I mean, I know this is maybe not the wokest thing to say, but I thought that was smart, right? Like, we know
Yeah.
the ladies aren't rocking massive amounts of upper body strength. You know what I mean? But they got solid foundations. You know what I mean? Powerful legs. And I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, this is like,
Yeah. It's where you can kind of even the playing field a little bit.
yeah.
Fighting
Like
ring.
she was actually a character that made sense. You had other weird guys like I'm Dal Sim, right?
Like my
Right. For
stretchy
some
arms.
reason, yeah, I prefer my style is death yoga. Like what? What's going on here? Like,
Yeah, that's another one. If you learn about yoga through Street Fighter and then you go to a yoga class, it's
Yeah.
very disappointing.
dude, like the sumo guy made
conversely,
sense.
I took what's Mahatma Gandhi a lot more seriously before I
Right.
realized about the pacifism thing.
Yeah. He's serious about freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? He Dawson was kind of crazy. Like he wore skulls around his neck.
Yeah.
Baby skulls.
Yeah, they were small skulls.
They were
weren't
baby
full-size.
skulls.
They're not full size adult skulls.
Yeah, he didn't. But I'm pretty sure those were human skulls,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were human baby skulls.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
that's what happens if you don't start yoga at an early age. You can't compete.
Yo,
You go on a
that's-
necklace.
Yeah. It's like the Spartans did.
Yeah.
300. Yeah.
Although they were not as into necklaces.
It's- Woo!
Yeah. Flame of udon.
Yep.
Noodles.
One dorky thing I do know about like Lord of the Rings lore is apparently it's not like there's just one Balrog. There used to be like 50 of them or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Could you imagine fighting like an army of
Yeah.
Balrogs? I mean, nuts.
Giant fire demons.
Yeah.
Were they like hunted to extinction or something?
I don't know what happened. All I know is like the Balrog is like not like
They,
a one-time creature. There's
Here-
more of them.
the thing is so Balrogs are all about fire demons, right? When you're going through that much fire, you're damaging your environment. So they just kind of wipe themselves out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
have to
like,
reach like a
overgrazing.
homeostasis.
Yeah, it's not a sustainable lifestyle.
Right.
Balrog.
A lot of fuel.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fuel. Yeah.
That and they got into reality television. Like
All right, Balrogs, we got to get to
Balrogs,
it. We're
not
not
a
at
sustainable lifestyle.
yeah, we're not at replacement rate for Balrogs. Slowly going extinct.
also, like, as you can clearly see, they are fond of whips and other S&M kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
not really like a healthy lifestyle to bring new Balrogs
Yeah.
into the,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to kink shame. I'm just saying
Right.
it's
Right.
not.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually you
You're-
have to get past that phase before you start raising a family.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
dabble, but like if your first thing when meeting new people is to bust out the whip,
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Gandalf just died. Like, you guys remember the first time you saw this movie, or the first time you're like, oh man, Gandalf's actually dead.
yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
come back at all in this movie. As far as we know, at the end of this film, like, yeah, Gandalf's gone.
that's and you know what, and then I mean it's not we're not there, but you know, then Boromir Boromir
Right.
dies and stuff. Like that actually kind of makes it legit,
Yeah.
right? You know, like I get it. I know why they had to start with 9 people because some fools are gonna die in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, it was good. Yeah.
I
How the
hate
fuck
to,
are the hobbits not dying? Like
Yeah.
that's the thing that always got me. Like
they're the easiest to kill.
Right.
I could see if they were using guns, like then they're small, they're hard to hit.
Yeah.
But like if you go at them with a hammer, like
It doesn't take much.
Dude, that's what we were saying earlier. Like when the Witch King, remember when the Witch King stabs Frodo, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna hit you up in the shoulder, and we'll go about 2 inches.
Yeah.
Go about 2 inches deep there, you know.
Let you know.
Yeah,
Just the tip.
Yeah.
just the tip. Just the tip.
I do feel like it was watching this movie though, like seeing all these guys in cloaks running through like wilderness and streams and stuff, where I was like,
Right.
oh, that's why cloaks went out. Like, because like,
That's why cloaks went out.
yeah, like, because you watch Obi-Wan walk around the desert and you're like, that space wizard is fucking dope, right? Like,
Yeah.
why did we ever stop wearing that? You walk through one puddle and you're like, I get it.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
Just soaks it up.
Now I'm wet all day.
And it's just slapping you in the back of the heels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
the worst part.
Heavy. Yeah.
And it's weird too when you got like water on you, but you're hotter because it doesn't breathe anymore. It just kind of forms like a little seal on you.
Yeah, so you're talking at the beginning of the movie how clean everybody was at the Shire, all the hobbits and everything.
Oh yeah,
Just dirty and wet. Everybody.
once they run into these men, it gets dirty. You know what? You know what? You know what's a total like slob like move when Gimli takes his beard and uses it to wipe his lips.
Oh.
That is like, oh snap! That was definitely before they discovered antibiotics. You know what I mean? It's just like that's the kind of behavior where you're unaware of the bacterial world.
I feel like it's something that I would do if I had a beard long enough to do it. Just like, I know when I've had a mustache long enough where it like hangs into my mouth before, and I'm just like sucking on the hairs just because they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you do that, but it's not because you think like, oh, that's the best way to eat.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah, there's something that's kind of in your mouth already, so you might as well just stick it in.
As somebody that's currently having a beard, I can say that no part of the beard is because you think it's the best way to do anything. This is a compromise for how I look. Like up until recently, mask wearing was unacceptable, but I can cover up more of my face if I grow out my facial.
Yeah, it works. I've been enjoying that too.
I'm trying really hard to get there, but it's taking so long to go up here.
Just give it time.
Like, because my hair goes up, like I've always regretted not being able to have bangs. Because if I could just like get that full, like.
That's so funny. It really made sense to me. Like when I read that Dr. Seuss book back in the day with the stars and the what were they? Sneeches? No. You know what I'm talking about? Like the two, one bird at the
star-bellied sneeches.
Yeah, star-belly guys. Yeah, but it's always seemed that way with hair. Everybody's doing the opposite of whatever their hair does, right?
Yeah.
You know, you don't got any volume, we add volume. Your thing's too puffy, we straighten it. If it's too this, you know, I don't know. It's
well, that's because they're trying to market low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Like if you're happy with the way you look, we can't sell you anything.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Oh man. Yeah, imagine everyone just being stoked about how they looked.
You know, that's actually like a really underserved market is people that are just already good looking and perfect and don't need product. Like
underserved market.
No one's selling them anything.
Yeah.
Like your hair looks good. You don't even need a hat. Like
Well, try telling them that though, really. I mean, there's so much.
They don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Good-looking people don't talk to me. I can't tell them anything.
I follow a lot of them on Instagram. They can barely buy any clothes.
You mean OnlyFans?
That too.
That's where you get the link. You got to start on Instagram, and then you get the link. Yeah. That's how they draw you in. I'm like,
knows what he's talking about.
From what I've seen, the people on OnlyFans have plenty of money for all of those costume clothes. Like,
a lot of anime wigs and stuff.
Doing good.
Got it.
Also, like, just from where we're at right now in the movie, I understand that Lord of the Rings is like a World War II reference or something. Kind of, right? So like I kind of question all of the elves being like beautiful Aryan people living in the woods. Like it makes me wonder,
talk
like,
about that.
Like what's like I was down with it being like, oh, it's World War II, and then I saw this and I was like, oh, maybe this is for the other side of World War II.
That makes sense. Were the books like this too, Anthony?
What do you mean?
Like
full of white people?
Well, yeah. I mean, did it feel like it was culturally more European or something?
Well, yeah. I
Well,
mean,
this is historical, right? Like this happened in the 1700s or something, huh?
I think it was a few years further than that.
Yeah,
Back to that.
see, I mean, I've heard the World War II thing, and I could definitely see that having like an influence, and there's obviously parallels.
Right.
But I think with like at least my feeling from the book is it didn't seem like, oh, this is actually about something else. It seemed like it was the opposite. Instead of being about some very specific event, I think the thing that's cool was cool about the Lord of the Rings is it was really, really about like these deep archetypes.
Yeah.
You know, because like it's not like, and then the white men did this, and then the
Right.
white. It's just men.
Yeah.
Actually, it's
Just-
elves.
you
It's
know,
white
yeah.
elves.
Right.
It's white
It's
elves.
implied,
Yeah.
it's implied that everybody's white just because he's an English guy, and that's
Right,
just
but
their
but,
worldview. Right.
but yeah, it's
Yeah.
but it's not even like, I wouldn't even go so far as to say it's implied. It's just like it's not.
assumed.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, specifically, like in the only people of color that I remember from the books are the people from the South that have like just always been on Sauron's side, no matter what.
yeah, yeah.
Which is
The
bullshit.
Yeah, the fucking
Haradrim.
elephant riders.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bar Harad. We never go there. The Corsair. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I think we see him with their turbans and Alibaba swords and stuff later.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're like the bad guys from 300.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so this was further back than the 1700s.
hmm It was like 12, I think.
So where is this supposed to be set?
They're in Mirkwood right now. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, I think so. The elves, the wood elves live.
Yeah,
there.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's Mercury. Because there's different kinds of elves too, right? So this,
Yeah, like Legolas's, like his group of elves is different from like Elrond and all those other elves.
yeah.
They're like, yeah,
I
it's
think
like
like also like a,
East
yeah.
Coast, West Coast. No, I don't know. It's-
Oh, I want to see elves rap.
yeah.
rap
That could
battle.
have made
Again,
the
I'm
song-
sure that this is a thing on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Kate Blanchett here as what's her name?
Galadriel.
Galadriel. Yeah. She's one of those
She's
women.
about to become greater and more powerful or beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More powerful than you can imagine if he, because Frodo's going to strike her down, and then she'll become more powerful than you can imagine.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Is this the Love Me one? Yeah. I've seen these movies before. I've read.
But a queen, powerful. Yeah. Oh.
Also, I wasn't raised very religious, but I assume the glowing, burning eye is at the bottom of all of those holy water bowls. When you go to church, right?
And at a Catholic church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
If
what
you
like
stare
that.
down.
that's what keeps hell from coming out is just that thin thing of water.
Yeah.
That's really it.
The holy water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's why it looked like that's what was going on in the Gulf of Mexico the other day.
Can priests make their own holy water, or they got to
think
go to
so.
like the manufacturer or
I
something?
don't think it's a priest. I think you have to be above a priest.
Oh.
Because there's this movie called Dogma, and I think that was the thing is the cardinal, because he could bless his own clubs because he was high enough.
Right.
Oh, so he could say like anybody who walks through these doors gets into heaven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as they wash their hands.
they
Don't look directly
water.
into the bowl.
My knowledge of holy water comes from Dusk Till Dawn, where I think
Oh
Because
yeah.
a man of God blesses the water, then it's okay, even if the water's in condoms.
Oh, that's
believe-
right. I remember that. They had like these little like grenades that they were throwing. Yeah, that's right.
What?
I believe it's like a level 9 class feature that you can unlock to create it.
You actually, have you ever
sounds
tried
right.
using a condom as a water balloon? It's not good.
Yeah, they're made not to
Doesn't
break.
it
Yeah,
just bounce?
I would hope.
that's exactly what they do. They bounce. It's not effective.
But like if you throw it from a moving car, you could pretty much knock a kid out.
So how often do you do this during the year, Rory?
It's not like it's just when I'm down.
You only have to do it once to make sure it works.
Oh,
You know, I feel like for science, like you want to be able to repeat your results to
Make sure you get a good sample size.
Yeah,
That's,
exactly.
that's a good idea.
You also have to have like a control, like what can you throw from a moving vehicle that won't knock a kid out?
I know
Love
what
it.
I must do.
I do want to just like compliment the Moxie on Frodo there though, because like she went through that whole scary, like look at me in different lighting thing,
Yep.
and then he stayed there and continued talking to her.
Yep.
Like once I see somebody that pissed off, I'm like, you know what? You're having a day. I'm gonna leave
Yeah.
you in the woods with your bowl of water, and
on my way.
we can talk tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, once the lighting changes, you know that it's like, no, conversation over.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We also learned that the orcs were once elves and have been tortured and mutilated to become evil.
Right. And then, but then, like, he makes his own orcs, and they're just like way better
Yeah.
than regular orcs. They can travel during the day. They're stronger. Oh yes, man flesh. Yeah.
And we've now found all of our slogans for our Tinder profiles.
Yes.
You do not know pain. You will taste mad flesh. Whew. Yeah, I'm fired up.
Yes. Great.
I played. It's not to get super dorky, but I played the Lord of the Rings miniature game as well.
Ah.
Yeah, and it was, you know, you'd think it'd be really fun, right? But if in order to balance things out so they're like the movies, right? It's like if you got to play like Isengard, you had all these Uruk-hai and some warg riders backing you
Right.
up, and you had this epic army. And then if you're playing the good guys, you got like six figures, maybe like 5 guys maximum, because every fellowship member is like 1,000 points to
Right.
play. You know, it was so funny. You like, you know, you play an evil army, you're spending, you know, dozens of hours painting. You play the fellowship, you know, you knock it out in an afternoon. There's no, they, you know, Tolkien wasn't thinking
Totally
game
overpowered.
balance. You know what I mean?
Right.
He wasn't thinking game balance when he originally designed this universe.
Yeah, it's like 6 dudes versus an entire army.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you saying, Rory?
I was just gonna say, like, it's kind of like I used to play Axis and Allies.
Oh.
Like, played it like 10 times, and every single time it played out exactly like World War II. Because the way the game is balanced is like the Axis is going to dominate through the first part of the game, but as soon as America can get across the water, it's all over.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
And like as soon as I realized, like, this isn't a game, it's history. Bullshit.
It's like a simulation.
Yeah.
Also, who made this? Americans?
But then you also kind of realize, like, then that's what Germany had to do. If they wanted to have a chance, they had to close it out quick. You know?
Yeah.
That was the thing. Yep.
You want to jump out to the early lead. make them on their heels during the second half.
Blitzkrieg. Crazy.
Also, the Fighting Urukai have like really dope fantasy swords. Like a lot of times,
Yeah.
fantasy
Yeah.
weapons are like really lame, but this movie did a really good job of having it still look fantasy, but still look cool.
No.
Right. There was something that there's like no flashiness to their swords, just sharp rectangular rod, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
kind of things.
Yeah.
And yeah, they
Little
had that like
spike.
weird little spike, yeah, at the top. Yeah.
It looks like something you'd give to like, hey, you're a big idiot. Hit something with this, and
Yeah.
it'll probably die.
Yeah.
That cheaply made sword will last longer than you.
It suits their fighting style, right? Like,
Yeah,
can you imagine like a Urukai fighting with like a rapier or something? Come on, on guard.
like they would never last against a 50-foot Balrog boxing them with rapiers. Like,
Like, look at his footwork. Those were cool. How come we don't build stuff like that now?
well, it's really hard to find tall rocks.
Yeah, that's really got to be what it is.
Or these tall rocks that don't already have faces on them.
Yeah, all the good ones are taken.
Hmm.
Like, I've been to Niagara Falls. Nah. You know what I mean? If it had two giant dudes at the front,
Yeah.
yeah. And then like little 30-minute Urkai fighting shows going on the hour. You know what I mean? Like, I'd go to Niagara Falls.
Well, and, like I've been to Mount Rushmore, and none of those motherfuckers have hands.
Yeah.
That's just laziness, is what it is.
Yeah,
Are they for real still working on it? It's done, right? Mount Rushmore? No.
oh, they're doing Crazy Horse now,
Oh, that's right. Oh, cool.
but I think that one's almost done. At least it was last time I went through.
That's like
Oh,
home
that's cool.
turf. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
But that's I like projects like that. Like I like that that cathedral in Barcelona that they're going to be building for the next 200 years.
Wow. That's
You know what I
cool.
mean? Like that's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
Is it made out of Legos,
Oh, that would
or is it just publicly funded? Like, because
Yeah.
cathedral,
why.
rail,
Yeah.
like they take a long time if
they're
they.
publicly funded.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's only taken them, like, what, 5 years to make RoboCop?
Oh, yeah.
What?
The
Well, that-
RoboCop in Detroit.
That might be
Oh,
actually.
they're making an actual RoboCop? That's awesome.
That might actually be why though they don't build things anymore like that, is because it's a lot harder to do that when you actually have to pay all the people that work. Like,
Yeah. That's true. There's no slave
like
labor
imagine
anymore.
how much you would have to be paid to climb to the top of a mountain and like dig out somebody's nostril, right?
Right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
yeah. The pyramids would have been super expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give everybody health care and vacation days. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna stop. It's a 3-day weekend. Bank holiday on Monday.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad? I want giant monuments, and you guys are like, well, slavery.
The only way to get those things done.
It's like you like giant things that take hundreds of years to build. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Which, we give them a lot of shit, but that's what scientists should be telling us when we ask for hoverboards and lightsabers.
Yeah.
It's like, you want that kind of stuff? Slaves.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's the only way we know how to do it.
We would have been there. We would have had Voltron by now, but
Oh man.
Well, I think based on the economic system of capitalism, kind of just how it's set up anyways, right? We're all just in this fallacy. We're all that minimum wage can pay something off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd say it's not much different. I just say we're different generations. I mean, for God's sake, we cover our telephone stuff and everything. Not knocking it. I think it's great. But I mean, we just have different wants, I think.
Yeah, we
No
Yeah.
one
definitely
wants to build
moved all
anything
the slave
giant.
labor into yeah,
Prison.
building our phones and
Into
yeah,
prisons.
making license
much.
plates. Yeah, it's still there. It's still happening. It's just, yeah.
Different structure.
I think it's a little bit different though too though, because like the pyramids are really big and
Right.
I have never seen a cell phone that big. Like, can you imagine the license plate that would have to go on the pyramid? Like,
Wow. I'm
You know,
trying
if they
to.
did make an iPhone that big, I may be tempted to switch over to Apple.
Dude, the screen would be so perfect.
hmm
Finally.
Like even half that, if they make like iPhone Pyramid Mini, like I could deal with that.
Yeah.
Chad, I don't
Pyramid
think you're
Mini.
thinking about like what it would feel like to have a pyramid in your pocket though. Like, imagine that thing vibrating when you're sitting down. It's gonna jab something.
It's gonna cause earthquakes.
So I generally try not to take calls as much as possible. I just want someone to ask if it's a pyramid in my pocket or if I'm happy to see them.
Yeah.
Chad will be like, "Ha! I'm never happy."
There you go.
Oh, that is great.
Avoiding calls makes me think of like how like setting up this whole marathon and stuff. I had to do test calls with everybody, but before I did that, like I texted you all to know that I was going to call. I was going to call you because it's rude to just call somebody. You should. I gotta let you know in advance. I'm going to call you.
I feel like don't most of us have our cell phones on silent anyways, unless like, unless we're in work hours or something. Even still. Because
Yeah.
who's not staring at their phone half the day anyways?
But yeah, you just don't want to interrupt somebody when they're doing something like looking at porn by
Right.
calling them.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely don't
You
want
wanna
to interrupt that.
Give them the heads up that you're going to call them so they can put it away.
I remember like back in the day when the ringtones first became like this big thing, and it was just like, oh, this is gonna be so great. I'm gonna make like a ringtone for each individual friend that I have, and it's gonna be unique, and I'm gonna love when they call me. And now it's like every time my phone makes any kind of noise, I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that?
Truth.
I got a new phone, and so the all of the tones changed, and I could not figure out what like this random beeping was that was going on in my apartment. And it turns out I was just getting a phone call, but it was just like this.
They were worried a
Like-
while.
Is the smoke alarm going off? Like, am I in danger?
I
I
gotta.
remember once I was playing video games until like 4 a.m. and then like for about 20 minutes straight there was this doot, doot, doot coming from the next apartment over. I
Right.
was just like, man, this guy's got the worst alarm clock in the world.
Yeah.
After about 20 minutes, I finally like poked my head outside. It turns out that his apartment was on fire. I
Oh,
was listening
jeez.
to the smoke alarm.
What?
So
Like, smoke
obviously
alarms
the
should
neighbor's
escalate.
okay.
Like it wasn't a huge fire. Like it was just smoke coming out of the window.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, now I feel bad for not checking on this earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the smoke alarm should be able to escalate. It
Yeah.
should be like, hey, there's smoke. Hey, there's
Mhm.
smoke. Oh, fuck, there's a
There's a
fire.
cool thing that just happened where Legolas was fighting an orc and he stabbed the orc with his arrow and then grabbed the
Pulled
arrow
it
back
out.
and
Yeah. Pulled it
shot him.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
And then shot him with it. Oh.
Woo.
I feel like this movie, like single-handedly though, created entire YouTube channels dedicated to why you can't do that with a bow and arrow. Like,
Yeah.
not just that specific move,
Right.
but it's just like a
Right.
frame by frame of Legolas just being like, you can't do this. That doesn't work.
Yep.
Well, darn, I thought that was something I could
Yeah.
totally do.
Like this is the heartbreaking thing. That thing where they like pull the bow and then like put it over the shoulder and use the string to hold it on.
Oh yeah.
Really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That hurts really bad. You never do that.
A lot of tension.
Yeah.
Like unless you have like a super crappy bow where there's no tension whatsoever,
Right.
it's like gonna clamp down on you.
Or it'll just kind of hang awkwardly. It's just the tip of the bow and the string are on your shoulder, but the rest of it
Yeah.
is kind of slung down. And I don't know. To me, it seems
Yeah.
awkward.
When I had the plastic toy ones as a kid, that's what would happen. With
Yeah.
Did he just
Some
kick
kind
the
of a
orc
weird
in the
angle.
balls?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
And that's why Gondor shall never fall.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things in movies is when someone like throws a knife or whatever, and then the guy turns around and the knife's sticking out of his neck.
Yeah.
You know how they did that? Like the knife was already there, and just the camera pans over. I think that's a cool effect. I was like seeing that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure to if you put in the sound, people will just fill in the rest with their
Right,
yeah.
Put in the sound and just have the guy jerk his head back.
Yeah,
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This was like a pretty epic fight scene.
It was
like-
this is a good one.
Like I feel one of my things in movies is like if a fight scene doesn't, if the actors don't look like they're actually in a fight, I'm just not emotionally invested.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Sean Bean there, like you could see he was like putting weight behind those swings and like catching weight. Like
Yeah.
Right.
the hobbits all look scared, which, you know, if things twice the size of the things you've been walking around with start coming at you, you're
Right.
gonna freak
Sure.
out.
Yeah.
That's just as an actor, it's a lot easier to react and interact when there's actually a person swinging a thing at you instead of
Yes.
trying to
Yes.
imagine
Another
a
reason why this is so good.
big thing.
Well, also like these guys, like all of the fighting Orokai are like military dudes that they like hired.
Right.
So like a lot of these guys like actually know how to be physical. So it just adds something to it.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I thought it was all just like random Samoans and Maori.
Yeah, they played some high school. They
From,
played
like,
some
the
high
New
school
Zealand
ball.
Army.
Some
Yeah.
high
That's
school-
also the New Zealand Army. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also the New Zealand Army.
If you look close, there's a couple fighting Orokai sheep running around back there.
It's like the New Zealand Army. That's just the reserves for all blacks.
Such a crazy name.
Does New Zealand actually have an army?
Yeah.
It's called
No.
Australia.
Exactly. Sorry. I feel like that was a dumb thing to ask.
Hey, lady, you don't really hear about them doing much. They don't go off and fight wars, but they will support like UN stuff and things.
Yeah. I think being kind of a New
Zealand invading.
Yeah. It's actually kind of a good size for a country. You know, you get too big, you get all kinds of power and stuff, but like it's a lot to worry about. When you're small like that, you can kind of, not everything's so crazy.
Yeah.
Is that how the British look at it?
Yeah, they did the opposite. They started out small and they're just like, let's take everything.
Yeah. You get less likely for people to invade our little island.
Woo! And then he pulls them in. Look at that. Give me some. Give me some. Woo! But then that was a pretty strong finish.
Yeah.
Oh no, Sean Bean. Are you gonna die like you do in literally everything?
So what I didn't know, because it's been so long since I've seen these movies, we talked about this on our last show. Now there's that one guy who looks just like Sean Bean. Like in 300, he's the
Oh yeah.
narrator guy with one eye,
Yeah.
and you think it's Sean Bean, but then you realize it's not. He also plays Sean Bean's brother in this. Faramir.
Faramir.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I knew his name. I don't know. I should look it up.
For some reason, Hugo Weaving always reminded me of Sam Neill. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, no, I get that too a lot.
I thought they were brothers for a little while. I don't know.
It's because they both look like wizards.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was Merlin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Neill is another one of those where it's like I knew him from Jurassic Park so much that whenever I watched any other movies like Event Horizon,
Hunt for Red October.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, he's like a actor like does all these like crazy horror movies and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Event
He's actually
Horizon.
a scary guy.
He's actually a
Scary.
scary guy.
The funny thing is, every time I see like a video of him on Twitter, it's always him on his ranch with the little baby animals.
Yeah,
Aww.
And like my first exposure to him was Hunt for Red October. So every time I've seen him since, I've been like, oh, he's that USSR guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing really well since the Cold War. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you can't say that for all Russian
Sometimes,
officers.
sometimes it works out for people.
Man, that's rough. When like you might be a good person, but you're born in like the evil country. You know?
yeah.
It's kind of what I thought about like
America.
no, like Hunt for Red October, right? Like Sam Neill and Sean Connery, right?
Right.
I thought that was kind of cool because we always look at the other side and we see like the demons, right? But really, it's just that's just people too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
They're not like orcs, evil orcs just trying to eat everyone's man flesh.
exactly right. Yeah, it was way different because you're just like, oh shit, these are people. Like when you see that World War I thing where they talk about how everybody played soccer during Christmas. You know, it's like you can't do that with orcs.
Right.
there's no like, come on guys, it's Christmas. Can we take a break? You know. So
You fancy a game of footy?
Yeah.
Soccer's so popular though. Who knows?
I will say like because I did like grow up like with a lot of the Cold War stuff. Like forming my early bad guys were all Russian.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So, like when I went and watched like Enemy at the Gates, I was like, you know, we like these guys now, but like 10 years. 10 years.
10 years. That's right. That's so weird. Yeah, we were kind of on the same team, kind of not. It's like we fought on the same side of the war, but in different areas. So it was like we didn't have to like team up, you know?
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, I don't know. When I grew up in elementary school, we had I'm still trying to remember who it was, but somebody who was Russian, like a leader of some kind, come into our school and talk about peace and all these other things. So I never really got that.
Right.
But see, like that's the thing though, is like when I was a kid and like Russians were talking about peace, I was like, we know this is bullshit.
Yeah. Clearly.
Yeah.
Like I've seen every movie that has come out since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe it.
I grew up watching horror movies, not by choice. It's just what my parents were always watching.
Yeah.
You know, I just remember watching, you know, the Rambo movies and what those evil Russians were doing to those noble Taliban fighters, and it colored my youth. Yeah.
Did that really happen? like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
you're just messing. For
No.
real.
Yeah.
That's
No.
Rambo. That's Rambo 3.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
watched.
Check out that dedication page. It does not age as well as the rest of that movie.
Like, I feel like I
Oh
want to
my
catch up on
God.
movies, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe not. I have other things to do. That's
Dude,
interesting.
I
Wow.
did
I had no
not think
idea.
about that. Holy shit, you're totally right. That is
Hey, you can do it
exact.
next year when we do the Rambo marathon. For
Okay, so
Woo!
Oh, I'm in for that.
Oh yeah, man.
Is that going to
That's,
be
like,
also
really a
for 4th of
thing.
July?
So let's see. There's 5 movies, so it'll only be 10 hours. And I might have to cut it out with some other. Maybe do Rocky. Rocky
What about
and
Veterans Day?
Rambo. Yeah, we can do Veterans Day. Yeah, that would work.
That'll be cool.
Rocky, you can definitely get a whole day out of if you add in the Creed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
afterwards,
Creed 2. Yeah.
which are surprisingly good movies for being a spin-off of Rocky. Like,
Mhm.
Oh dang, I didn't see those ones.
oh,
No,
dude,
the
go
Creed
watch
movies
them.
are good, dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I like all the Rocky. It's like I'm some more than others, obviously, but I've always been a big Rocky fan. So yeah, that's cool.
like
I
feel
like
like
fighter movies in general. Those are I like those, the Cinderella Mans and all that
Yeah.
things. I love those kind of
Yeah.
films.
I feel like Creed got back to like if you go like Rocky 1, maybe Rocky 2 and 3, and then straight to Creed and cut out all of the middle parts of Rocky,
Right.
you have like just a rock solid trilogy.
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
saga.
Wait, which ones?
If you just stick with like Rocky 1 and like I feel like if you take 2 and 3 and shove them into one movie and cut out all of the bad parts and then go into Creed.
yeah.
No, but don't you need like 4 for Apollo?
Maybe
Dying?
I'm wrong. Maybe there's maybe 2 and you go from Rocky to the Rocky rematch and then to Apollo Creed dying and then cut
Yeah.
out all of the other Rockies. Like
Yeah,
Uh,
Apollo Creed dies in 4.
I
So
also
you're
feel
cutting
like
out 3 and 5 in Balboa.
yeah, I feel like Rocky is the one movie series where you don't lose any fan cred for not being able to count during them.
I mean, Sylvester Stallone can barely count during them.
I think that's what kind of made to me his character. Like if you watch the first one, it's actually just like it's not even like an action film.
No.
Yeah.
And like
it's
the crazy
yeah.
thing is he wrote that.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like
No,
Like-
and it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of
like
like
take that, Frodo. You're no Rocky.
yeah.
You're no Rocky, Frodo. You didn't write this.
He did write this, Elijah.
Elijah, wish you would.
You know what? It's hard to be like, even though he's like an important, it's hard to be like a Frodo fan, like the way that people were like, say, like, I don't know, like, I guess some people were Luke Skywalker fans or,
The rest were Han Solo fans.
yeah, Han Solo or whatever. But like, nobody's really like a Frodo fan, right? There's like nobody who's cosplaying as
yeah,
Frodo.
because Frodo really, his character doesn't really do much other than I mean, I don't know. What are the qualities of Frodo?
He's
really
the
think of-
package that
yeah.
Sam has to protect.
Yeah, like Sam, like does stuff, makes decisions.
Which
don't
I
know.
think
Yeah.
I think just goes to show you like how wrong it was for Frodo to want to keep Rudy Ganji from joining the Fellowship because he was too small and Jewish.
Yeah. All right, everybody, that is the first movie of our marathon done, The Fellowship of the Ring. Only 3 hours in, got 14 more hours to go. We're gonna shut the stream down for a second and switch over, and we'll be back in a couple minutes, everyone.
All right.
Are we ending the
Yeah.
Zoom call?
No, we'll stay on the call, but I'm gonna stop the stream for a second.
Okay.
Starting.